Bam.
Yeah, it's next.
So it's so
5,
you keep that shit to
4,
yourself.
Had a bad run.
2, 1. Wildly uninteresting. Podcast. Welcome back to the show for her solo interview.
You didn't bring my button, you motherfucker.
Oh, I know. I kept it in another room. This is our guest.
Yeah.
Need a button, bitch.
Let's divert the conversation. No, I'm just joking. This is our special guest, Kristen Tugon Couch.
Without her
Couch,
worthless
Tugon
husband.
Couch.
Yeah.
Is it hyphen?
It's tug on couch.
It's not tug on.
It's
No,
tug
it's
on.
not. He's an
Tugon.
ass.
I was gonna say
She
it's
jerks
Tugon.
him.
But no,
Kristen
it's
Tugon.
I made Tugon my middle name whenever we got married, so it's
Oh.
technically just Couch.
What was your middle
but-
name
okay.
before?
Marlowe.
You got rid of that
Yeah.
I like Marlo.
to keep
Yeah, I do
your
too.
original last name.
I figured I'd keep it in there somewhere.
All right.
We actually
It's
know
your
someone
name,
named
do it, Dawn.
Marlo.
Like straight up Marlo, like that's her first name.
Yeah.
First name.
She's a
First name.
very cool lady. Shout out
Just
to
checking my
Marlo.
mic.
What up?
Yeah, man. So welcome back to the show. We've never had you on here like a solo event, so this
No.
is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Clearly exciting. I can't tell without the hype button.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's the hype
I bet you.
button?
You want me to go get the hype button?
Yes.
Is that
Go
what
get the
it's going
fucking button, please. Jesus Christ.
Kristen,
it.
I was saying this earlier. You're a social worker, but in what field? Because
In,
you don't just like say social worker. It's like a field, right?
Yeah, I work in developmental and intellectual disabilities, so
Nice.
I help people with that get services in the community.
Gotcha. I was wondering because when you say social work, it's like an.
It's pretty
all-around
broad,
term.
yeah.
Cool.
Most
Awesome,
definitely.
man. Let me get the hype button.
So tell us, how long have you been doing that?
I've been at this job for 4 years, and I did like home health care kind of stuff before that, so
Awesome.
for a while.
Did you like the home stuff?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice to have like the flexibility, and you work one-on-one with the person, so
Yeah.
you really get to know them.
We have a friend who is an occupational therapist,
Okay.
and she does in-home, and I just think it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems really neat.
They
Thank
get to play
you.
with all the like fun toys and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
So, all right. So. Oh yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I won't keep doing that.
No. Proceed. I guess. I guess that's where we're at. No. So
awesome.
so the cases you work on, explain those cases. Like the people. Like explain one of your patients, not like personally.
Sure, yeah. So I work on a waiver where it's designed to keep people out of institutions. And so they sign up for this waiver. They wait like 5 years to on this waiting list and eventually get services to where people like take them out in the community or they'll help them at home, like build independent living skills.
Yeah.
And so I'll monitor their services and tell them to stop spending money. And so
That's the only issue anybody has.
That's pretty
Stop
much.
spending your damn money.
and then I go
Job's
home.
done.
Sounds like whenever I was a substance abuse counselor that we did a lot of the same stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's really, it was more casework than anything. And it was telling people, you need to do this, like do
Right.
this thing differently, do this differently. Obviously, we put attention on substance abuse,
Sure.
but if they wanted, we could do anything at all that they wanted to. Talk about anything. So.
Yeah, that's how a lot of mine is. Like, well, in the before times, I would go to their house and see them. And
Before.
now I talk to them on a computer. But
Even better.
yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of times we're just kind of
pretty
shooting the
good,
shit. and,
Yeah.
They tell me what's going on and then talk about random trauma that happened 20 years ago. And I said, I just asked you where you went to high school.
Spend
Okay.
less money and let that shit go.
You know what's insane to me? Like I know personally that when I ask somebody like, "Oh, how you doing? Like, how's life?" I found that like in my older age that I truly want to hear. Like, I want to hear like what's your troubles, like
Right.
what's really going on, and then like when somebody asks me. And like they really want to know, like they dig deep and like, oh, what's really bugging you, or what bothers you, or what's your concerns, and I'll go and like dump my shit on them. Like, it feels so good.
Yeah.
And then you tell them your problems.
It does, man. It feels super good just to talk to somebody, like, outside of the realm of, like, me and Sarah.
Right.
Or, like, we've talked before in the car on a ride and shit.
Yeah, man.
And it's like, I'll dump my shit on that, if they truly want it, because I want it.
But only if they want
Dump
it.
my shit on them.
But yeah, like I truly, I feel like better after I do that. But it's just like talking to them. It has nothing to do with I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, so you just like talking to the person is really good because maybe that person lives in a fishbowl, if you
Yeah.
will,
Yeah.
and they don't really get out much or talk to people who really give a shit.
Right. And I think a lot of times the parents are the ones I usually talk to because most of my clients are younger. And I think I might be the only other adult that they talk to on like a
Yeah.
semi-regular basis.
Yeah.
And if anybody doesn't know, I don't talk a lot. So a lot of times I just ask.
Perfect guess.
I prompt questions and then they do a lot of the talking and I do a lot of
Yeah.
active listening, I guess.
Absolutely.
Do
I
you?
always
Is that really all a therapist
Do you,
is?
do you hit them with
Yeah.
the, okay, yeah. And then, are you
Right,
just like, all right,
right,
go.
okay.
Right,
Yeah, man.
I swear to God, yeah.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I would have like a total like therapist moment with how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
And I was like, I would always preface it. I'm so sorry that I have to ask you this question.
Right.
I hate it,
Hold
but
up.
how did that make you feel?
I do that with regular people in my life.
Yeah.
I swear. But I think though a lot of people don't get asked the question, "How does it make you feel?"
Yeah.
Like somebody truly want to know, like, what's your feelings on it? We're taught to like stuff our feelings down and like keep going. Quit
Which
being
is
a
part
bitch
of the
about
damn
it.
problem. Yeah.
That's the problem. It's a big problem
Yeah.
for me, anyways. I know that. Like, I like talking about it and then like working it out as we're talking.
I don't mind if people unload their problems, but if they talk about the same problems all the time and
Yeah.
never change anything, then you could fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
swear.
Dude, it fucking kills me to a point that I can't. Because then you'll like offer the solution.
Yeah.
And even offer where you fucked up. Like, hey, like I did that same exact thing. This is what I'm not a fucking specialist, but I did it. Like, you're saying what I did.
Yeah.
And then that person would be like, no, man, I fucking like, I got like people that I learned from and stuff like that. I got it figured out. Yo, but you bitch to me every single day about the same thing.
Yeah, most
Every day.
definitely.
Every day.
There were people that I would essentially, because we always had to type a case note afterwards, I would type almost the exact same note every single week.
Yeah.
And some of the people I had for almost 4 years, and it was essentially the same thing. I'm just like, what are you doing at this point to make any changes? Like, do you actually want to make changes?
Yeah.
That's a question I honestly ask people on a regular basis is, do you actually want to change this situation, or are you fine in the chaos and complaining about it? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, we could work on changes, but if you're not going to do it, like,
Sometimes
you
the
have to have
chaos
action.
is fun, but just say you're fine with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And people a lot of times would. They'd be like, no, I'm totally cool with how this is right now. And, well, when you're ready, you let me know and we'll work on this. And people
I think
just,
that's probably healthier than the people that are like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll just keep talking about the same shit and,
Yeah.
see you next month.
hell yeah. That's exactly right. But ain't just meeting people where they are is the most important thing. Not everybody's ready to change. And
Right.
you can't make somebody change. If they don't want to do it, they're definitely not going to. And it's just a fucking nightmare at that point.
Well,
If you're trying to make them, that's the
kind of
nightmare.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
annoying because it feels like for some people to change, sometimes you have to have like somebody or something in your life to where it's there.
Yeah.
And you're like, And without that, it's like, well, I could change myself for a bit, but I'm in the same situation.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
annoying.
Hell yes.
But then I guess if you could you advise people, just say, hey, look, quit going to this place or doing this behavior. And then they're all like, oh, okay. But then there's probably not a lot of success with that. So whatever, you guys talk.
you have to find out what people want to change, what they're willing to do to make the change, and what their current situation allows for them to actually do. Because some people want to change everything, but they just don't have the, whether it's financial ability at the time or situation could just prevent them from being able to do it.
Stop working at Walmart and go to Meijer. That'll
Hell
change
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
Super
Meyer.
good advice you got there.
I know.
Super good. I'm taking that for myself. Stop working there.
Stop being an electrician. Be a gas man.
I swear. That's what I told her. I was like, I have all these interests, and it's like, at what point, like, I don't know if I picked being an electrician just because like everybody else was like, hey, this is what you need to do, or they presented it at one time where I didn't know what I was doing. But like I told her, I was like, I'm 30 and I don't know if I want to do this the rest of my life. But like I got my master's in it and shit like that. But at this point, and I looked it up and they were like, you might be going through a quarter life crisis, what they called it. I'm like, oh fuck. What is that?
Maybe it was just a stirring in your soul.
I guess so, dude. I don't know.
Stirring in your soul.
It's a John Mayer thing.
No, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Might
funny.
be a quarter
My
life
man.
crisis. It's just,
You know, that was actually on the list. Like, they were like, here's some songs that talk about it. And then I think Lady Gaga has a song with it in it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So people go through this shit. But I don't know. It's like, you know, being locked down to like one thing, I think that drives people crazy too. What were we talking about? Sorry, I jumped in on a conversation because I wanted to be cool. But,
Kristen was talking about her marriage troubles and how Couch is a piece of shit.
let's get back to that.
That's what I want to hear.
We said divorce him, so no.
I said murder him. So.
Yeah.
Murder's always the best.
How many times a month does he poop the bed? Or his bed. It doesn't have to be the bed.
Just the one bed.
So,
It's awesome. I farted last night, and we both thought that I shit the bed. He was like, well, I guess she shit the bed again. And I was like, I have to go to the bathroom and check. And I did not shit my
awesome.
pants. Yeah.
At this point in our relationship, I was just like, I'm too lazy to get up and check.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
at least
so I
it's,
thought the cat shit the bed because I was like, it's not going away.
it's probably a solid shit, so it's okay.
Yeah, I was like, who cares? Like,
I didn't hear any squirting.
No.
I feel like that's a good place in the relationship where like somebody can fart and like maybe you shit the bed, but you still love them and that's okay. And it's like if I had to start over with somebody else and not be my disgusting self that I am
Yeah,
with my husband,
Oh.
Yeah.
then awful.
It would be really, really horrible.
I think about that often. I'm like, what would I do if like something had happened? You know, whatever it is, something happened. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that whole fucking like show them like the best of who I am. I'm just like a shithead at this point, and like we're good with that. Like we
Yeah.
know that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
We have our little arguments and shit and our ways about us, and then we're just like, whatever.
I would assume marriage would be like a trial for being your true self. And then after that marriage, then you're just like, I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
You like this, you get this.
This is
That's
what
right.
you're getting. Yeah, dude. I seriously, like, I even had the conversation with myself. I was just like, like, I'm just going to sit here. And then, like, it just kept growing and growing. I'm like, something's going on. So I was like, well, I'll get up and, like, check the house and see if something died. And it didn't. So I come back, and I mean, and then she goes to get up to go pee, and then I guess she farted again, and it was just as bad. And I'm
Dude,
like, oh, it was her. Like,
just the smallest little poop of a fart, and it was
like a demon
It was
came
like
out of her.
I dumped like for the first time in a month. I
Yeah.
mean, it was the most disgusting thing I've
but
ever smelled in my
isn't
life.
that crazy? Like, I still would look at you like this morning, like, oh, you're a beautiful person. Like, I still look at you as like, well, it's my wife. Like, you know, she's beautiful, and like you take care of business and stuff. But like, you also may shit the bed every now and then. Like,
No, yeah.
that's just where we're at.
Look, it happens one time, and now we just think, oh my God, did she shit in the bed again? We both had the exact same thought of maybe Sarah shit the bed.
99% of the time, she poops in the toilet. She's great.
That 1%. You just never know.
It just sucks. But nope.
Every
shit.
4 months, there's an issue.
Yeah.
So I got a question back to the therapist basis of the conversation, right? As far as like you and Couch, and there's relationship too. Look at me tying all these things
Look
together.
at you.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Oh my
God.
The man's
So-
a timing.
So like I noticed, me and him had a conversation in the car one time when we were driving and like moving or some shit, and it was like deep and heartfelt. I feel like I got a lot out and he got a lot out, and it just was insane to me that two people could have like a conversation. It's like Sarah, it's something nobody wants to help nobody move, but Sarah was like, oh, be present in the moment and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And immediately, like, Couch starts talking to me, and then I started talking to him, and we get into this like deep, real you know, you get in deep, real, and it just hits you out of nowhere. So Sarah's a good listener, right, for all my bullshit. And then I'm sure like Couch was a good listener. But at a certain point, do you think that like your issues inside here grow to outside of that relationship where you have to go find other people to talk to? or is it always comforting to talk to that one person? Like, I feel like we can talk, but there's certain times, like there's things that like I feel like she doesn't get about me that somebody else might.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm getting it across, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, there was one time when I did see a therapist, and it was really helpful to kind of get a third party view of it.
Yeah.
Because like me and Zach have been together for 7 years. And so he's known like
7 years.
7 years. He's known me from like 23 on, and there's still a lot of other shit to unpack where he might have kind of an impression of it, but there's a neutral party that comes in and that kind of helps.
Yeah.
That neutral party,
Absolutely.
that's what I told her. I was like, and I talked to a friend, and I almost feel guilty because I've always been taught, like, you handle it in-house. Right? So any issues, even if they're not relationship issues, any issues up here, we handle them in-house. You know what I mean? Like, don't take that shit out. Well, I have a buddy that I talked to about the company, and, like, you know, he knows about running his own business and stuff, and he's older than me, of course, and stuff. So I take advice from him, and I told him that I was like, there's certain things that like Sarah has her issues and I have mine, and we want to separate those. Like, or I do. I feel like sometimes we need to separate those to see it for what it is. But there's certain things that I feel like, you know, we've been together for a long time. Like, since I've been 23, I've been with her, right? 23? Yeah. So it's almost like we're on that level, but then again, there's like a neutral party that you need to be like, you know what I mean?
Right.
To be that dividing factor in your decision. Like, and that buddy is that for me now. I realize that, but I don't know. It's just weird. I guess you shouldn't feel bad for that though, right? Because you kind of have to have that eventually, right? You can't just do it all between the two of you.
Yeah.
Because then you're living in a fishbowl.
I think, that's what I was going to say. Is I think
Two
there's...
lost souls living in a fishbowl.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, continue.
P. Floyd. I
Lord.
think there's definitely a point, or maybe it's specific issues where it is good to branch out outside of who you are used to talking to.
Yeah.
Because one, the person, you know me better than essentially anybody, but that might, I guess, hinder a proper response or a helpful response in some situations.
Right.
Yeah.
So getting the neutral party can be beneficial because they're not necessarily invested in any specific way as like a significant other would be. So
And we thought about like me going to a therapist quite a few times, too many to count. And like she'll look them up for me, and like I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go, and then I don't because I either talk myself out of it or like 3 days have passed. Usually it takes me 3 days to like work through whatever issue is going on, and then I just don't go. But so you find it helpful to like a therapist would have been helpful. Like you found like help in that?
I did. And really the only reason I stopped seeing her was because I aged out of my dad's insurance. My dad's insurance was awesome. My insurance now sucks. So, like I would probably go back if I could afford it, but you know.
Yeah, it's super expensive. Like we started paying for the company insurance, like not even like like you get insurance when you work for a job. And that's usually bullshit. But then, then you pay it on your own, and like it's like $600, $700 a month.
yeah.
And we still pay at the doctor. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, how much money do you want from us?
Yeah. I feel like $700 a month is too much money.
That's absolutely
a lot.
fucking retarded.
That is a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's not like a little bit for people.
I talked to Dad before we got our insurance because I searched. I just look forever whenever it comes to buying something or anything like that. Especially insurance is important.
Even silverware.
It's for real.
But
I'm ridiculous.
But in the sense that like why like insurance is as bad as it is, and the healthcare in America is as bad as it is. Like we're destined to fail. Like we're destined to get like if you get cancer, wrap it up. Like you might.
Yeah.
If I get cancer right now, and like cancer to the point where I can't work and fight it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because sometimes you can get it, you fight it, whatever.
You know that
But
one guy?
Bowman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Chadwick Boseman, maybe?
Yeah, Bozeman.
Yeah.
Either way,
Right.
Black Panther's dead now.
Yeah, I know. And I didn't know though that the entire time that he's been doing those movies and acting and all the shit that he does, he was fighting it the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Like,
it was
what?
cancer that he died from? I knew he was dead, but I didn't know from what.
Dude, yeah, he fucking fought it while all that other shit he was doing. And it was like, God, I wish that, I hope that if I get it, I can do the things that, I normally do and I'll be fine. But I feel like if I get cancer, the
If taking
healthcare,
out
I'm
Black
done.
Panther, you're fucked.
Oh, I'm fucked, bro. I ain't got a chance in hell, bro.
Whatever. My man's dope.
My man's immortal.
I feel like I sit on the couch far too often for like me to beat cancer. Like cancer's getting me. Every time I play
getting
drums,
me.
I play drums. Sometimes my taint hurts, and I'm like, do I have prostate cancer?
My taint hurts.
Where's my prostate at?
Yep, that's-
Because I gotta find it.
That's
Like,
a fucking quote. You have to go in your asshole to access your prostate.
can you show me like on air right now?
Right now?
We
Yeah.
got rubber.
Yep.
Poke him in it.
No, what is that like? Because I hear like there's a lot of like cancer is very prevalent. Like for some reason, like it is extremely prevalent. Like 1 in 3 men have it.
It's something crazy. I'll look it
I
up.
know.
Yeah, look up the
That
statistic.
sounds like a lot.
So now all I
It
can
is
think,
a lot.
It doesn't just sound like a lot.
I think that
is.
I'm constantly worried about like, oh, I might have a heart issue. Oh, I might have like cancer one day, and it's like, why worry about it if it's not there? But every time I have one pain, I'm like, it's definitely
It's fucking over. Yeah.
This is my last day.
But
That's awesome.
after reading, I was reading people's last words on their deathbed, which is amazing. But I was
Can't
reading.
imagine too many of them being good though.
Yeah, dude. What's his name? The iPhone guy.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, right? On his deathbed, his last words was saying "Oh wow" 3 times, right? Oh wow. He was amazed at what he saw on the other side, so he was like, oh wow, And I was like, damn, dude, it must be beautiful over there. Like somebody kill me now. Somebody get sick, fucking smother me quickly.
I'm on it.
No, that's but no, cancer really scares me. That's a weird one, man.
Yeah.
Like that's a tough fight.
And it's like some of it you can bring upon yourself, but a lot of time, like kids get cancer.
Kids get
and,
cancer
out
out of the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we could probably say that's a karmic issue because they were dickheads in the last life.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's unfair to like
Explain it some other way. It's either karmic or it's just.
I don't
Cancer
know, man.
happens.
Yeah.
Cancer happens. I need a t-shirt like that for sure.
Make a lot of friends
400
that
per 100,000 people.
It sounds like a lot.
I'm trying to find actual numbers,
Is it a lot?
and I'm just
it's
not.
400
No,
for over
it's like
100,000.
2 out of every 50.
Let's see. 1
Okay, but
million
if it's
fi-
not that, it's something else, like it's a heart
Let's see.
disease or.
Sometimes a microwave will kill you. It's
I
always
know,
something.
dude. It's always
In
gonna be something.
2017, there were over 1,500,000 cases.
Yeah.
That's
In the
healthy.
world or in the U.S.?
The
or-
United States.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
America is the world.
Oh.
But cancer rates. Woohoo!
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, I think now that we're so far down the line, evolutionarily speaking, right? We've already like dropped how many atomic bombs in the world just to test them? Just to test them, not even to like blow people up. We're not even talking about the ones that
Right.
we used in war times. Just to test them, just to see what happened when we blew shit up, right? And all that radioactive material, they just like sweep it under the rug, like, oh, it's okay. And then all the shit they dumped in the water before they became like regulations for that, and the shit they put in the air before there were regulations to clean it beforehand. And you think about that, like that's why everybody has cancer. It's not a mystery, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
because there's so
fucking
much
take your
just.
shit on, and even the regulations, they work their way around that. Like,
Yeah, they just get rid of them eventually anyway. Yeah. People were happy for 10 years. Fuck it.
Man.
Let's pollute again.
I feel like we're putting it out in the middle of the desert. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because lizards don't eat that shit.
Right. And I eat lizards every day, so it's transferring to me. There was a fucking lizard in my office back here,
Yeah.
and I was on a work call, and I ran back there because he was sleeping, and I was like, oh, sweet Jesus. We even have a lizard, but there's something about like an outside lizard that just, it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
lizard.
And I was
Feral
like,
lizard.
shit. Yeah, it was feral. And Jax was back there just smacking it, pushing its head into the carpet. And I was like, stop doing that.
Oddly enough, though, the lizards, they'll play dead when the cat starts fucking with it. The house lizard plays dead, and he like goes limp, and then when you
Mm-hmm.
go to touch him and he knows that the cat ain't around, he'll take off.
Hell
It
yeah.
happens all the time, and then you go to take it outside, and it like it's limp until you put it on the ground and it takes off. It's like, what?
Yeah,
They
I
play
put it
possum?
in a mug that had a lid, and I had to like
Possum was it?
Possums are playing
mess with
lizard.
them a little bit
Damn
to
it.
get him to go in, and then I took him outside and dumped him, and he was like, bloop, bloop, took off running.
Probably
fun
gonna die
adventure.
later though. From
Yeah.
internal injury.
Oh,
from that
for sure.
fucking cat.
I guarantee he's dead out there. Definitely, we could look and probably find him.
Yeah.
Do you think cats hunt for sport or do they hunt for food? I guess like it depends on if the cat is hungry as shit.
Both.
right?
Both.
Yeah,
Oh, really? So sometimes they just kill shit just to kill it?
Yes.
I would
Oh,
say
I guess
so.
I would
They're
too if
like,
I
this
could.
seems.
Yeah,
I
they
mean, I
definitely
don't
do.
know, but
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
it seems like
Science says they do. Yeah.
Show me proof.
Yeah. What science?
Science.
What science have you been reading?
So Bill Nye said it.
Oh, okay, cool. I believe everything that comes out
Prove
of his mouth, for sure.
I didn't say it. I just made that up. Figured
Yeah.
to shut you guys up.
I
That's all I
can't.
had.
I cannot find for the life of me specific numbers. Like,
I feel like if you get cancer though, like it drops your immune system. Does cancer drop your immune system, or does the medicine that they give you drop your immune system?
I think it's both.
That's shitty.
Like the cancer can attack like your healthy cells, or
Yeah.
I know nothing about this. I'm not Bill Nye.
You're not.
nobody is except him.
Yeah.
It's okay.
See, that's what's scary because you could have cancer and be on the upswing of it,
On
and
the
then
up
get
and up.
pneumonia, and then die,
done.
or
Yeah.
get the flu and die. Like
Yeah. Get a cold.
we know somebody personally like that. She had beat it, and then it came back, which they say that like if it comes back, especially in other areas of the body, like you pretty much
Yeah.
you have a death sentence, but we'll keep fighting, right? And she eventually went to the hospital and then got pneumonia and then died out of nowhere, dude. And it was so like surreal, like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so quick.
Yeah.
Like there was no like they were just like, she's in the hospital getting a treatment. It's normal. She got pneumonia and then done. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
New.
Yeah.
I imagine my death often,
So-
but
How do you
that
go?
one,
In
a
20
couple different ways. Sometimes eating a shotgun
Oh, he
shell.
definitely gets
sometimes-
electrocuted.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
And if
electrocuted
it's
for
not
sure.
the electrocution, it's falling from a high, zone and landing.
High
and
zone.
High zone. I
High
couldn't
zone.
think. I still don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
Stick to the low zone.
You know, the only time that I've
3
I've
steps up and that's
been
it.
like truly scared of like electrocution is I was pulled into a panel one time so quick, in fact, that I thought my soul left my body. It was like 1 minute I was here and the next minute I blank out because it pulled me in, and I was like I've never had the shaking thing. Like if you touch the thing, you just jump back like, oh, it hurt.
Yeah.
But I was like this, and I was like, and I tried to step back
It was
away from the
like, "You're
panel when it
mine
let me
now."
go, and my legs didn't work, and I fell. Right. And then I woke up, and then my buddy was like doing his homework in the truck, so he didn't see none of it. And I'm bleeding from my fucking lip and face and stuff. But it dawned on me, I'm like, oh, that could have been it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So with electric, you only have to like 0.1 milliamps or some bullshit like that to cross your heart and you're dead. Right. Yeah. Dude, I get that every week. Like the one time it's going to cross my heart. Right. For sure.
Oh yeah. Well, it probably does. Like every
My heart's
time,
just
it's
like,
just
Not
yeah.
today.
It's just not quite enough to do damage.
Not today, electric.
To do damage enough that kills you. It's probably slowly damaging your heart. You're
Yeah.
just not dying from it.
It's not death damage.
Yeah, death damage.
So after like I drink 10 energy drinks a day and shit, I looked at my doctor after I told him that. I was like, yeah, I get these like palpitations and shit. I was like, I just sum it up to being electrocuted a whole lot. And he was like, let's hook you up to an EKG. Yeah, EKG. And so he hooked me up. And then I was like, you know
Yeah,
what,
ask
bro?
me.
I want to go to the doctor because sometimes it like cramps in my chest and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, all right, we'll send you. And the dude was like, hey, because they can tell if there's like previous damage or if the heart's old or whatever. He was like, I think you're good. I was like, so I can just go on drinking 10 energy drinks a day and getting shocked and stuff? It's like, fucking good with me
it
too, man.
hasn't done too much damage.
He was like,
Yeah.
we want to do an echo and then this and that and then put you on a stress monitor. I'm like, we're good. I got the green light.
I had
Your
2
own
different
Joey
doctors
Trivia
tell me
on
I'm
it.
good.
Yeah, this is my second EKG. They're not cheap. If you were wanting to know, they're not cheap. And they're super simple. They put these like sticky things on you. not cheap at all, right? I was like having fun in games like it was good, and then they sent a bill and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
This is what, $20? Yeah.
Good God. The lady pushed one button. Like she put one here, one here, one there, and pushed a button, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then like a $500 bill came in.
You hit one button, and now it's $20,000.
I know. Maybe I
Right.
should build my own EKG machine.
You should.
Dude,
you
I bet
should.
you could. Yeah.
Promote it
absolutely.
like along with your electrical business.
I wonder
Checking your
if
heart, bro.
you could seriously find, like, on the
Oh, the
internet.
schematics.
Yeah, like how to actually build one, because you
Sure,
could
it's on
for
there.
sure
Sure you
do
could,
one.
yeah.
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 I just wonder if like the companies that build them would keep that shit hidden. That way you can't build your own, because then they're out money.
Yeah. What the hospitals don't want you to know, this man will tell you.
Yeah.
What if you could build one for like $40,
Oh,
right? Compared
Dude,
to
I bet
paying
you
a
it would
$500
be $100 probably.
bill. So weird.
You're at 80 if you buy Mexican supplies.
Dude, we've thought about before,
Yeah.
like crossing. I would like to cross like into Mexico, which that or Canada, and go get treated there. They have another thing they want to try, like ibogaine treatment. I don't know if you've probably heard of it. Ibogaine. Anyways, it's like a
Yes,
it's
I
a
have.
psychedelic treatment, but it's not like normal average psychedelic treatment. It's crazy stuff, right? But it's illegal here. And it's like, what was the percentage for like drug addicts that it helped? Like 80-something%.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
It was
thinking
stayed sober.
87.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was like
it was a
85
lot.
or some shit. The
What is
rate
it,
of
Kristen?
sobriety.
Tell him.
I think it's 86.
See?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool, man. And then like but we
She knows all the
outlawed it.
stats.
Canada uses it. You can get it in Mexico and you can get it overseas. And I'm not mistaken, like UK, shit like that. But I was like, I want to go get treated for that. But like, what would like at the border? They're gonna ask me like, what are you going for? And I'm like, to do ibogaine and then come back across the border.
I'm just here for some cauliflower.
Hey, but it's legal though. So
Oh, I guess so.
cauliflower. Yeah.
Mine
That's-
was out.
Put it on my Canada, the application for entry. I'll just be like, I'm here to do ibogaine and look at your beautiful land.
Hell yeah. Look, the problem wouldn't be the ibogaine. The problem for you would be being a convict.
Yeah.
Getting into either one of
Convict.
those places
Use it.
is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. But no, I feel like I got off subject with the ibogaine though. Was there a subject?
There's never a subject.
We were talking about cancer and heart stuff, and can you
Yeah.
build your own EKG and ibogaine? I feel like that's right on
Cool,
topic.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Sometimes I digress,
Yeah.
but not today.
Not
So-
today.
Kristen and I were talking before the podcast, and we wanted to talk about what the world would be like if Meeseeks really existed.
Oh, God.
We don't know if it'll actually like create any conversation, but it's
I feel
it's
like it would
interesting.
end up just being fucking terrible.
You think?
Yeah, because people wouldn't be thinking with the greater good. They'd
Right.
just be thinking of their own shitty stuff, and then
Yeah.
the Meeseeks would just get
I feel like you have to wonder like
exponentially worse.
how much like it would cost to get a Mr. Meeseeks.
Oh yeah.
Are they available at Kroger or
Dude, that'd be great.
yeah?
It'd
Yeah.
be cool if they had like their own aisle. You
Right.
get all different types
I feel like it'd be a
of Meeseeks.
Walgreens.
Yeah, they'd have to keep that
Walgreens
shit like in
thing.
the
Yeah.
pharmacy, like behind the counter. You had to go up,
Yeah.
give them your ID.
Get the little card.
And there'd
It
have
has to be like
stipulations.
45.
Yeah.
Can you have the Meeseeks do a moral crime like killing somebody or something?
Well, the
Then I feel
Meeseeks
like-
is there to solve problems. So I guess if your problem is another person and you're like, kill this person, the Meeseek could make its own decision, right? Or does it have to do it?
no,
No,
it
it
ain't
has to do
Susan.
it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it has to do what you said.
Because that's what drives them nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Or else they call the
Because they
other.
want to die.
Yeah.
It's like, so I
God,
have
that'd
this
be terrible.
problem of this guy breathing all the time. I'll stop it.
Yes.
That's I feel like if you could ask him like if they were only there to help you like complete tasks or get better at something or teach you something, I think that it would be good. But no, not if we had free range with a Meeseeks.
Yeah,
So
basically.
you'd have to get a
people are fucked
prescription
up. Yeah,
for Mr.
sure.
Meeseeks.
No, even that
Yeah.
would still be horrible.
Yeah.
I'm of the belief that anytime there's any kind of free will or people having their desires fulfilled, terrible.
Yeah.
It never goes well. Because you'll have the occasion, where it's like, oh, this guy, he means well. He, great. But for every one of those, there's 1,000 shitheads.
Yeah, it's like, do you give like a psychological evaluation
Yes.
before you get your
Yeah.
Meeseeks?
Hell
Or,
yeah,
sure.
you have to take a
Not
test.
with a gun, but with a Meeseeks
Right.
for sure.
yeah.
That's some power we don't understand.
no.
See, then I think a sociopath would just pass your little test. Oh, I'm good at faking it, and then
Yeah.
give it to him. Oh no, him.
Wouldn't somebody that was like trying to murder somebody with a weapon or a Meeseeks, like they probably are smart enough, if there's like a sociopath, to answer your questions correctly. Like if they're just questions like I don't know. That's like kids with ADHD or people who want like ADHD medication. Like they'll answer the way it's just like a worksheet.
Yeah.
Like, I've lied on a bunch of worksheets. Like, got my way or whatever it
Nothing
is.
new
like,
about that.
What if you had to get like physician okay as well as a psychiatrist okay to get it? Because a psychiatrist, if you are a sociopath, a psychiatrist, likely if
kinda
they're
know.
good,
Yeah.
they're gonna
Because I mean,
know.
I feel it would just be a matter of knowing the right person. You just find a guy, because I mean, you can get doctors'
Oh my
notes.
God, black market Meeseeks.
Hell yeah.
Jesus.
oh,
And
without
then
a doubt,
then
they'd
it
be on the
becomes a
black
dark
market.
web kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
Latin Kings
God
thing, and then
bless.
you're fucked.
Latin King selling the Meeseeks. Oh my God. What is this? I thought that in my head, this Meeseeks world was going to be beautiful.
It was just like an innocent thing, and now we've got the Latin Kings.
Oh, God bless the dark web. Oh, we're fucked.
All it takes is 3 minutes, and the world goes to shit.
Hell yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, immediately. Immediately.
And I'm a relatively okay person.
Yeah.
Imagine if Trump had one.
Oh my Lord.
Shit.
Or Putin.
Oh, and the question is, do you only get the one, right? So you get one with one question or command or whatever.
Yeah.
You get one, and then that's it.
What if you can get like one a year?
No,
Every
too much.
365 days, you can get one.
too much. Maybe 7 years.
Then on a leap year, you
Every
can have
7
two
years.
in 1 year.
The same as like when bankruptcy clears up.
Yeah, you can get another
You
one.
can get when your bankruptcy clears, you can get another one in 7 years.
I actually kind of like that. It's a way of regulating
Do
the
felonies-
frequency that.
Do felons get them?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But then
Okay,
Look,
cool.
I'm not one
Then I'm on
to
board.
discriminate against felons at all. But how about though, violent offenders can't?
Yeah.
Repeat
Oh,
violent
yeah, for
offenders,
sure.
I should say.
yeah.
Because
Oh,
I'm willing to give anyone a chance. So, like, people fuck up. Like, if you have one assault, I'm not going to be like, no, you can't have one. But if you just a long list of batteries and assaults and all kinds of fucked up shit, no.
No.
Yeah.
This
Can Bane have one?
No, because I hate him.
as a social worker, do you believe that, okay, so like all my crimes are not technically nonviolent offenses, right? They were drug related in a sense. And then, so do you think after, like, given my history, because I never had a hiccup, never a speed bump. We did it with flying colors, right?
Yeah.
And they let me off. I think that I should be able to have a firearm to protect like me, my family, my house, and stuff like that. Of
Yeah.
course, I can't because I'm a felon with nonviolent offenses that were, and I paid my debts and I paid my time, and I did it without like hiccup. Never got brought in for anything. Never even. I think I got drug tested like 5 times
Yeah, it was
because
at
they
the
were tired
very
of doing
beginning.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes me angry. Like, I don't want to vote because I don't believe it even matters at this point, right? And so I don't want to vote. I want to trade. You can have the voting back. Let me get a handgun. It don't even have to be a cool one, like a little pea shooter. Give me that.
Give me a 22 and I'll call it a day.
Yeah. Don't even give me bullets.
You can
I just want to like
with
point
a
it at
22
people
and live easily.
that come in my house. Not like random people. I just want to like, if somebody comes in, I want to be like, I'm able to hold this gun and shoot you, but it has
Right.
no bullets in it. Like,
There's no bullets.
no. But no, it really it angers me, and that's why we're waiting like the 7 years after like
Say
the
it
7 years I've already
violently
done.
angers you.
No, nothing violently angers
What did you
me.
say?
Would you say it violently angers you?
Oh, yeah, it makes me want to shoot people in
Yeah.
the face.
The bust off shorts.
But
And I can have a gun.
But that's why we're praying for, like, when the 7 years comes up, we're going to present our case with all, like, the work we've done and the donate, all that shit, and try to get a pardon.
I'm a pillar of the community.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I'm like, look, like, if anybody, I want to be able to say, if anybody should get it, it should be me, right?
Yeah.
The pardon, which we'll see where the social climate is by that time. We might be in, like, devastating, like, apocalyptic times, given the way everything's going. But in 7 years, like, I'm working on it to get the pardon.
Can you
but,
have a crossbow?
They can die. Yes.
Yeah.
Anything that is not propelled by an explosion.
Well, let's just get you a crossbow and a sword.
Or a
Yeah.
harpoon gun.
Yeah.
No, I think a harpoon gun
Ow.
would be like,
I hit myself in the face.
I think
Start calling you
anything-
a captain.
Whoops.
anything that's like CO2 powered or compressed air and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anything that has like a firearm, the definition of, you can't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's
So they don't say you can't have a gun. You can't have a firearm.
firearm, right?
You can have like a potato gun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a souped up one.
Souped
potato-
up potato
Hell yeah.
gun.
Potato soup gun.
Potato soup gun.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
love
dude.
And you
it.
just put an explosive round in the tip of the potato.
Ooh.
I don't know
Like
if
an
that's how they work,
incendiary
Yeah.
potato gun shooter.
Yeah.
Gun shoot.
Yeah,
Potato.
Gun shoot.
Incendiary. That's it, right?
Incendiary.
Incendiary.
You know, you never know.
Incendiary. I can visually see like the potato just blowing up a tank.
I just imagined like the mortars in the end of it and
Oh, and
something
then shoot
happening.
off the mortars.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? I mean, you can have fireworks.
Yeah.
So
Damn, dude. It's still like saying mortars. It brought up like with the protesters and stuff throwing the mortars at the cops and shit.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine being in a? I don't know. Like, I couldn't. What is it? Kenosha or Kenosha?
Kenosha.
Kenosha. Okay, I said it right.
Genoa.
I couldn't imagine being there, right? And not knowing, like, the cops, I'm sure at this point the cops are like, well, we deserve this. Like, you know, you can't, like, fight the line and be like, we don't deserve this. Like, if they're keeping their stance on situations, like, we should hold them accountable for that and throw mortars at them. No, I'm just
Yeah.
joking. But can you imagine? That's like a war zone in the streets, which I'm not there, so they might just be picking out their posts. I
they
mean,
might
look
not
how
be
dangerous this
doing
is.
anything.
Yeah, but in a certain sense, with the climate and stuff like that, you shoot somebody in the back 7 times. It didn't have a weapon. You use lethal force. Like, you kind of deserve this. Like, quit putting on the
Yeah,
news
no
and
shit.
having sympathy.
In front of dudes' kids.
Yes.
You're a dick.
Bullshit.
Not
Yeah.
only did you traumatize the wife, you kill. He didn't die, but
paralyzed
he's paralyzed.
from
so
the waist down.
You fucked his life up. You fucked up 3 innocent children's lives.
Yeah, dude, they're traumatized for life. It's not gonna go well. We watched a thing of these people. Their house got
no-knock warrant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this house got busted in on, and I believe it was for the people who lived there before the people presently living
it
there.
was.
So they bust in, and there's kids, and they're screaming. Of
Dude.
course, they think someone is breaking into their home, and they interviewed the
God.
son. Well, the
I can
daughter
see
was
it,
there.
man.
She was just sitting on the couch crying the whole time. I don't know what period of time from when it happened to after. I think it was a
They
couple
were
of
older,
years.
though. Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, they were fucked.
The
I
kid
mean,
couldn't even like
crying.
finish the interview because he
No.
was bawling so much. He was like, "I can't go to sleep at night."
If I hear
After-
the littlest
Dude.
thing outside, like I think someone's in my house, like
Because
it's a
there's no
horrible
there's
way
no
to feel.
justifying however they want to like try to. There's no justifying a no-knock warrant, right? I don't care how many
No.
times you say we're the police or whatever. Because if you hit the door and then you say you're the police, it's kind of bullshit, bro.
Yeah. Well, and I could say that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could walk up to any one of you and say I'm the police.
Well, and the people in
I'm the
Breonna Taylor's
principal.
case, they were in plain clothes. So
Yeah.
like that part of it, like, fuck all the other bullshit and all the black and white. Y'all want to like argue about it on the internet and shit. What it boils down to is no-knock warrants should definitely they should be
Yeah.
outed. Like that shouldn't be
Hell
even be a
yeah.
thing.
yeah. No. I don't
That's
know
such an
whoever thought
intrusion.
that was a good idea, but they're stupid.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who.
Who?
The White Devil.
There you go.
The patriarchal white devil.
The white devil. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's not the white devil, but the.
What? And then, but I think that though, like the media and shit has everybody fighting on subjects that don't truly matter. And when it comes down to it, the gentleman that and it sucks to say, but I feel like anybody who shoots a gun and murders somebody or kills somebody, you should be charged. I don't care if you're the cops or if you're a civilian, right?
Yeah.
But probably in the likeliest of cases, those 3 officers are going to get fired. It's going to be swept under the rug. They're going to try to pull the curtain over everything, and then they're not going to be charged.
Right.
Like that's how the world is going to work, right? So, but they have you fighting on all these other things and trying to victim blame, and then have you so that you don't see that they're not going to charge those people, and that you
Right,
don't get
yeah.
in an uproar about it. They're going to let everything fizzle out, and then it's going to have, and it's so disheartening. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
hell
mean?
yeah.
Like, because they have the protesters fighting it. Like everybody's divided in one way or another. Everybody's divided, and they don't get like the main point. No knock warrants should be outed.
Yeah.
And anybody who fires a weapon wrongly
Yeah.
should be charged.
Yeah.
In the story. Any of us, even if somebody broke into your house, right, and they were like, whatever, and you shoot them, you have to go to court, even if you were in the right. You have to fight.
Definitely. They have to determine that you did the right thing.
Yeah.
And those cops didn't have their body cams on, or they didn't have body cams at all, right?
Well, and after
fuck outta here.
the Breonna Taylor one, they couldn't find like one of the officers for a very long time.
Yeah.
They could not find him. He left the scene, which you're not supposed to do. And
yeah,
they had
that same night, yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't find him.
That's
what
the thing,
fuck
though,
were
like-
you doing, dude? You know you're supposed to stay there. You
Well,
left
just
because
gonna
you
go
were
get
up to no
Funyuns
good.
for everybody.
Tired.
Yes.
It sucks to
I went
always
and
like
took
go
a nap
back.
in the car.
It sucks to always go back to these conversations, especially, you know what I mean? Like that we have to keep having it, but it keeps,
Yeah.
it's an ongoing issue, right? That is extremely sad to watch, because even with the kid that got shot in the back 7 times, I don't know if they have body cams for that. You have somebody with their cell phone. Like, we
I
live in a
don't know.
time
That's
that
the only
everybody
one I've
should
seen.
have body cams on, and right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, I don't care the adrenaline, all that. You shot somebody in the back. If I shot somebody in the back,
Yeah.
I'm getting locked up because they were running from the situation. You know what I mean? That is a non-violent like action.
Yeah.
Running
if I
from
shot
it, you
someone
can't shoot
in
them
the
in the back.
I'd be locked up.
Yeah, immediately. Even if they're breaking into your house and you shoot them on the way out
Yeah,
the door,
can't do
you're
it.
done.
Yeah, but the cops can. That's okay.
But
Because they have rules put in place to protect them.
I think we're realizing too
Whatever.
that we live in a police state, like, and your privilege are hiding behind that. Like, oh, this is a good thing, and no, because if you're wronged, and these people have been wronged for hundreds and hundreds of years. When you go to try to say something about it, you live in a police state, and they're going to bring in the military, and they're going to shut you up one way or another, right?
Yeah.
Because it's happening right in front of us. But you have a group of people that are privileged that are like, that's good for them, and Blue Lives Matter, and all lives.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, but that's not the point. Let's see when your rights are taken away.
How you handle it.
And when you visually see that you
I'd
don't
love to
have
see
a
that
choice
shit
in the
happen.
matter.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait until that and you realize, oh shit, that we live in a police state that's imprisoning U.S. citizens.
I really do think there's so much stuff that's fucked up, but I certainly think
So much.
that at the very least, like, start training police officers differently. So
Oh, yeah.
I read a thing, because there's some kind of committee that they review all the police shootings in the United States from like year to year and determine, how many were fatal, how many were right, how many were wrong, blah, blah, blah. And they said, which, this is like a duh thing, but officers that don't feel comfortable in hand-to-hand situations are more likely to fire their weapon. So because there's adrenaline involved, they're uncomfortable, and they feel as though they're in danger, and they don't feel confident in their hand-to-hand abilities.
All the
So
bitch niggas are shooting people.
yeah, dude, they are bitch niggas.
Yeah.
But so working on that hand-to-hand, and if someone isn't comfortable in the hand-to-hand, or just, not like fighting, but just detaining someone with your hands, you need to continue to work with this person until they feel comfortable.
Put them behind a fucking
Or
desk.
put them behind a fucking desk. It was exactly what I was going to say. It's ridiculous.
I saw a little it's not like a meme, but it's like getting passed around the internet, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like talking about adults and shit, like breaking laws, and it's like you've had 18 years to raise your kids to not break into cars and not riot and shit. It's like, but the cops are hired to stop these people
Yeah.
and to arrest them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who the fuck is raising a perfect society? It's
I
like,
know.
who failed who? The cops failed the people
Yeah.
by not
Absolutely.
doing their job.
Yeah.
There's
And
so much victim blaming that's going on, and that's exactly
They're
what
so
that
good at
is.
it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's like diverting from finding an actual solution. Is like we gotta blame somebody,
Yeah.
and not actually like do something systematic.
Yeah.
I think we're a reaction-based society, so
Mm-hmm.
we don't fix problems before we see their problems. We just wait until shit happens and then we react
Yeah.
on a whim. We've done everything that way, everything, and it's always failed us. And we've always had to backtrack and
Well,
say
they
we're
don't
sorry.
want to spend the fucking money to do it, or
Yeah.
whatever their reason is. I'm sure it's financial, and well, we don't need to spend this money until someone is hurt or dead. So we'll just wait until it happens.
It's a
I will.
combination of the insecurity with the hand-to-hand shit,
Yeah.
and they hire idiots.
Yeah.
Like chicken shit idiots just running around.
Oh yeah.
Idiots.
I feel like that gun should be by far the last option. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But that's what I told her, and I stand behind this. I don't give a shit. This like I was looking out the window the other day, and like if somebody came and fucked the van up and then like burned the garage down with all the material for the company in it, and it fucked her truck, like, so we have insurance, right?
Right.
And like I can see, like, you don't have to go through pain to understand suffering, right? You don't have to go through it to see what a fucking crock of shit it is, right? And if you and your culture was held down for hundreds and hundreds of years, still going on blatantly in front of everybody, I'm okay. That's why I still stand by it. I'm okay with them busting up fucking windows and everything. Like, that's an amount of anger you'll never understand. You'll never understand that. So I don't blame them for it. I'd fucking like I told you before, I want to break shit all the time.
Right.
Like, and I can't imagine being in a position, so I won't try to imagine it. But like I told her, I was like, I'd be completely fine with it because I can understand the suffering. Like, I can understand. I don't have to go through it to understand it. Like,
Understand it, but focus it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
destroy the shit of people that are holding you down, that
Yeah.
are like running the system. Don't fuck up this mom and pop donut shop.
yeah.
How would you
That
fix
is-
the world?
Yeah.
No. Tell us right now, goddammit. How do you-
Everything,
how
every
do you
single step.
Fix the world.
I feel like there's a lot of people. That's why they want to like change as far as like their gender. So we just have we don't have a lot of control as people, right? Even like the what I call them the people who are not entitled, but the well-off, well-to-do, right? Everybody's held down to a sense they're just better off in the system that holds people down,
Yeah.
right? I just feel like a lot of us don't have control over our own life. Our healthcare sucks. The pay at companies sucks. They're taking advantage of COVID, and companies are trying to hire in college grads that are qualified for little next to nothing because
They can.
can.
Yeah.
And they're assholes for doing that, right? But we don't have no control. You don't have control over that. You know, all you have is the degree and your experience and all that shit. So we're all held down in that sense. You know what I mean? So there's I don't know. I think there's a bigger solution, and it's so hard to think about because you can't think of one solution without thinking about 100
because
million
everything's
outcomes.
fucked.
Yeah, everything's so fucked. Yeah.
You'd have to fix essentially every single aspect of the quote unquote system.
Yeah.
All of it.
So what you're saying, Kristen, is we burn it all down and start over.
Start over.
Fine.
Yeah.
Deal, yeah.
Yeah. Put some new people in charge.
That's the Tugon couch plan.
Yeah.
Definitely give us better options as far as candidates for
Yeah.
presidential
Yeah.
candidates. Jesus Christ, like they always hand you like shit and they're like, who would you pick? Like neither.
This
one.
alien with the loose skin who eats spaghetti with a spoon
And
or
sniffs
Trump.
people.
And sniffs people.
He does. It's so weird that people just don't like. People are not addressing this guy properly. Like they're just like
No, people
Biden
are.
or Trump.
Half the country is addressing him properly. The other half of
Yeah.
the country is addressing the other guy properly.
Yeah.
Oh
But
God, bless, dude.
neither side. wants to say, oh, they're both fucked up.
Yeah. I just hate that it's come to like, we want to vote for this guy because he'll beat the other guy, not because I actually like this person.
He's not this guy.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Like,
not this guy.
Yeah,
Well, he
yeah.
did this. Well, he did this too.
Yeah.
Well, let's vote for one of them.
You gotta vote for
so
one.
terrible.
Gotta vote for one.
It's like, which one has the least amount of sexual assaults on their record?
We
For
don't
real,
know.
dude. I swear to God.
Which one has the least amount of pictures with a child in their lap sniffing them? Like,
Sniffing them.
I don't think Biden ever sniffed his daughter.
well, that's good, but he sniffed like 20,000 other.
It was an unrelated child.
Yeah. And that's not okay.
No.
It's sad, but I wouldn't vote even if they fucking gave me like they paid me to vote. I wouldn't vote. Like
Yeah.
it don't for one. I don't think it
would
matters.
they pay? Let's say they're going to give you $1 million.
I don't think I would, man. Fuck it. Like
I think you're an idiot if you don't vote for $1 million.
I wouldn't because
going
then
on
I'm a part
record.
of the problem. I'm part of the problem. Fuck that.
All right.
But you know, I feel bad too because like China and like other countries that have a leader, like what they say fucking goes. There's no like questioning the authority and shit. So I guess we got that. I think we have the facade of questioning the system, and we can change things, but they'll just change another thing to make they make you feel like you got control, and that's what I feel like the entitled feel like they have control of their life.
Yeah.
And then when the fucking shit hits the fan, they're gonna be like, "Oh,
I'm just like everybody
I'm just
else.
like everybody
It's
else."
because there are a million rules, and you have to know all the rules before you do anything.
Yeah, which is terrible.
And yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the mafia, right? The mafia came in and they did it.
They had to figure
learned.
it out.
So what happened is like somebody said it. We were watching something. And they were like, "Oh, the guy that built the tank out of the bulldozer.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
That guy was awesome.
This guy
Oh,
said."
he fucked some people's land.
Dude,
up.
watch this fucking
Property.
watch the documentary. It was like I was so questionable before I watched it, and then I was like, either way, even if this guy was a psycho, I'm totally on board, bro. I'm totally on
It
board.
was great. Everyone that he felt wronged him, he bulldozed their home. Their like they all owned like companies and stuff. It was like a
bulldozed all of them.
small community. He bulldozed all that shit. He put all this like it was bulletproof. Like no
it
one
was
could
seriously
stop him.
bulletproof.
He basically welded himself into this tank bulldozer and
He's
just
going hard in
fucking
the
went
paint.
until I can't remember what he messed up on his actual
Oh, it was
tank.
it was the coolant. He had a coolant leak
He had a coolant link, and that's what
after hours of
stopped
bulldozing
him.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
he
he
did
just-
his damage.
He blew his brains out at the end of it.
But you know, like, so the people that were victimized or whatever, because this dude's not alive, he made all these tapes beforehand explaining his side of the story. He was
Okay.
like, so all these people, I know I'm digressing here because I love doing that, but I'm trying to like explain this guy, and I'm kind of on board with him because like, okay, that was his side. He made all these tapes for it and stuff, and the people that were close to him, they talked to him and stuff. He was kind of like out there as far as like saying like God was telling him to do it, and he like made synchronicities where there shouldn't have been. Blah
yeah,
blah blah.
definitely, he was making connections that did not exist.
Yeah. But I
Maybe
will
you
say,
you guys just aren't on the level of him.
from the minute he
Right?
hops into
I
the
think he was
bulldozer,
just so fucking angry
God was
that
talking to
Yeah.
him, not you guys.
from the
haven't been
time
mad
this
enough.
dude hops in the bulldozer and he's driving, right? All these people that are on the fucking the list, if you will. This dude never had a list, right?
But they were the people who were trying to stop him knew where he was going to
Going
show
next.
up.
Yeah.
Because
And they were calling
like,
the people
they
like,
had wronged him.
yeah,
completely.
Yeah.
you're targeted. Like there wasn't enough time to find the tapes were in the tank with him or in the bulldozer with him. So that's where all the information about who he was going to attack, right? But they were calling each other like he's headed to your property. He's headed to, and then they
Get your
fought
mom
their
out
point.
the house.
Yeah. So they interviewed all them, and they were like, "Oh, you know, we never wrong. We're just a small county. Blah blah blah. We're
Yeah.
like good and stuff." Well, he's not here to do it, and he made all these tapes that are incriminating as shit. There you go.
Yeah.
But I'm so on board with even like the bullet to the brain in the end because he was definitely going to prison for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'm going out my way. Fuck you. Like his whole entire thing was like my way, dude. This fucking, you got to see the tank that he built.
It's awesome, dude.
It is stupid
He
good.
literally welded himself in, and they couldn't figure out like how he was driving it and seeing because he didn't leave himself any holes to look out.
Oh.
He had cameras and he had TV screens inside it with him,
Dude,
and that's how he
it's
was
so good.
driving it. That dude's
And
genius, yes.
nobody died.
No
he
one.
did have like a weapon hose to where he could stick it. It was just the barrel out and stuff to, I guess, get people away from it.
I don't remember what kind of gun it was, but the bullet was this big.
Oh, yeah.
And people have like handguns, like trying to shoot through it, like yeah, dude, just bouncing off and shit.
So what
It's
was my
awesome.
original point though? So we get
You
on
said
that
something
guy.
about the mafia, and then we went to this guy.
So okay,
Yeah.
so on the guy's tapes, right? He says, it's a long thing, but so like try to watch this fucking documentary. It's so awesome.
I don't remember
But in
the
the
name of
beginning,
it.
he was like, when you make the playing field sway in your direction. So if you make it uneven, I have to do something to make it an even playing field so it's fair for all parties involved.
Sure.
If you're the higher up on the totem pole, if you're the government, and you're in a position to teach us how to work within the system, right? So I follow the leader, like your people follow the leader. Like I'm supposed to watch you do your thing, and then I mimic it to get, even playing field, right? And he said that when the playing field gets off balance, I have to do something to bring myself. So I'm going to mimic what you all are doing, and I'm not going to play fair anymore, right? Same thing with our government. Like I feel like the mafia was like, we're learning from the government how they do things because they're the mafia. And then when the government was like, oh shit, they learned all of our ways and they pretty much do it better, we better shut them down. Like, and they had a hard time shutting them down because of that fact, because they were operating better than the government was. It's the same thing the government does. Look at how the mafia operates. It's the same exact method.
Yeah.
And
I
they're
swear to
mad
God, they
because
took
they
their
did it better.
methods from the mafia for sure.
Yeah. They like
So-
taking notes and shit.
The Netflix documentary is called Tread. A documentary
And
about
Tread he
Killdozer
does.
rampage.
That does
Killed
seem pretty
her.
I'm gonna add
sweet.
that to my list.
Dude,
About it.
do it. It's a short documentary, but so
Yeah.
worth
Okay.
it.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
Is it 47 minutes?
No, I actually, hang on, if my phone will work, I don't really know how
If
long
not,
it
it's
is.
$1.15.
It's $1.15. Let it be known that I watched it and
Let it be
had no
known.
problem
They
with
might
the
be
length.
giants. Yeah, she hates long things.
I hate it.
Duration-wise.
But it's
movies.
oh yeah.
In
so
all
does Sarah.
ways.
But seriously though, when it comes to like nonviolent offenders having guns, it really bugs me that I can't have a gun. If you can't
Yeah.
figure that, I
Fuck
fucking
a gun. Get a tank.
I know I can build a tank. It doesn't, fuck. But I can't have a gun. Like
It's not combustible.
so, my
I
thing
was
is
in
like
hour 28.
I think even with like offenders whatsoever, like we're so black and white on every situation.
Yeah.
Like we group people like, okay, I'm a convict, but if you think if I told any of my customers like, yo, I'm a convict, after I worked with them, it'd be fine because they're like, oh, you're a great guy. But
Yeah.
beforehand, like it's such a judgmental thing that we've put into people's brains. Like,
Right.
and immediately, oh shit, he's a convict. He went to prison. Like that's bad. I feel like we got to stop being black and white on everything. Because I'm sure, do you deal with offenders at all?
Not really.
they're young.
When I was in social work school, we did like a human behavior class, and we actually visited KSR, and
awesome.
Ooh,
it
yeah.
was really interesting.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of like Reformation justice, I think was the name of it, and like it's crazy to learn about. Like I remember in KSR there was one building that they said didn't have any heating or air conditioning.
Yeah.
And they just like breezed through that, and they're like, well, we don't get any heat or AC. And
No.
we were like, hold on.
Yeah.
It's fucking 90 degrees today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
Ridiculous.
that's the whole, and they don't have, a lot of them have busted out the windows.
Okay.
So when it snows in the
Yeah.
winter, the snow comes in. But when it's like 100, it's like 100 and something in there when it's 90 outside. the guys there said, because you were only allowed out once a week for a shower, they were like, they'll take a shower in the room, they fill up a bucket and then just pour it on them.
Yeah.
They said by the time you're done taking the shower, it's so hot on the floor that it's dry.
The water's gone, yeah.
It blows me away. Something that was crazy, I was driving past there, and there's a road on the front of KSR before you go in, and then that prison off to the left is where I was at.
Okay.
And it was so strange because I've sat in the prison yard looking out at people like, I wonder what that, I wonder what they
Where
say.
are
They
you
look so
going?
far away. Like, thinking about like what's, envisioning their life because I have nothing better to do except for play handball and jerk off. But
Right.
so I was
the
driving in
same
my
thing.
van. That's what
you
But
Yes.
driving in my van and looking out, took a picture so that I could have that with me. Like
Yeah.
now I'm on this side looking at, and I know that pain back and forth. You know what I mean? It's so weird. But I think grouping all those pictures, like people together, like you don't know. That's what I told her. I was like, I wish I could be a cop in a sense now because I can.
I want to be an honorary cop.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like not an honorary, like a real cop. I want a badge.
I want to be a cop with honor, though.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that because like
I love it.
I feel like now I have a better understanding of like what a drug addict goes through, what a criminal goes through, what goes through your mind when you're doing those crimes, and the pain that you feel being locked up. It's not a fun fucking. I don't care how many amenities they give you.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking fun place either way it goes.
I don't give a fuck how many ramen options you got. It sucks.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah, because chicken's the only good one.
It was strange though. Like, what was it? Like a year after I got out, I got with Arrow, and Arrow sent me to Metro Corrections, and I did a bunch of lectures. I mean, we were there for like months. Dude,
You were
doing this
walking
work.
through there like a celebrity.
Yeah, because people kept like hollering at me, and then I was like with people that I worked with that didn't know that I was actually a prisoner, and my, and only my bosses knew at the time, and it was so weird. They were like yelling my name, and I'm like, I don't know. And then like an officer was like, he was like, you look so familiar, and I'm like, maybe we grew up like a block away, bro.
It's Louisville. It's a small town.
Yeah.
I had sex with your sister.
But
I think your mom too.
it was
way better than I was locked up here.
it was strange, but I feel like it was a good visualization for like the universe saying that like you're on the right path, like, and then getting to see like the people from the outside. Like I've worked in those things, but seeing them through the window and not being a criminal with them, it was just like I feel that pain. Like I'd like to be a corrections officer or a police officer because I can feel that pain. Like, and even in like you can be a human in those situations. Like even in the riots and stuff, you can look at somebody in the fucking eye and be like, dude, I'm with you. I understand your fight, and I'm with you. But I have to play this game. Right. Like I have to play it. You have to play it. Let's play it together.
And there's definitely a difference between doing your job and being
cocksucker.
over the top. Yeah, you don't have to get aggressive with people.
No, you can still be a decent human being and be a cop.
Definitely. And that's what seems to be lost on people is that they're just not hiring decent human beings, apparently. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but they need to do something different. Update that personality test they have to take first.
Talking about like hiring decent human beings, I was locked up with a gentleman. I don't want to say his name, but he was a corrections officer, and he would like the other officers were like, don't give him a fucking thing, right? And I worked for him, like you work 12, 13-hour days and shit. And so he would like sneak us like Papa John's and shit. He's a very human based guy. Like he wasn't like, I'm an officer, you're a piece of shit. So I get out and I start working out at this gym, and sure enough, it's this guy and a black police officer that had locked me up before.
Okay.
And I start working out with him. Come to find out, I see this guy like 5 years later, and he's like working. He has like his suit on and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought you were like in a correction. He's like, no, because the corruption in the system was so bad, and they treated people like shit. Because he realized that some people come back on probation violations that they could not, they couldn't get around.
Yeah.
Like, so they make it like a non-winnable game, really, for some people.
Right.
Especially your people that you've already disenfranchised, that you've held down for years. Like you make it extremely impossible.
And then, like with the example of you getting out of Floyd County, and they didn't take your fucking DNA
DNA,
sample,
and then
and so you instantly, like, what's the word?
Violated.
Absconded? Violated. There we go. Instantly violated.
I was told
Because
like
they didn't do
take
something.
my DNA before I left.
You
I
can
swear to
suck
God.
my dick.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I
It's
told 'em-
very ridiculous.
It's like getting banned from White Castle because they forget to give you fries.
Yeah, that's exactly.
No, and that's it kind of was an eye opener for that guy because it was strange. Like he was like, I see that they didn't have an option to come back. Like the system brought them back. Floyd County brought me back because they were like, well, there's only one option to deal with this. Like you can't just show up. We have to book you in. We'll take your DNA and stuff, and we'll process you again, and then you can get out. But in Floyd County, like I was so scared to go back to Floyd County because they make the rules. I mean, it
who's
was
to say
so
they're going to
corrupt.
let you out?
Yeah, at the time that I was
Pass.
locked up, they were corrupt. They made changes now, but I don't know if they're any better.
It's like if you were in a movie, you'd be like, don't you go back in. They're
No.
going to keep you there.
Dude, I
Yeah.
told that lady, I said, here's my address. It's like, you know where I live. If you want to come get me, that's fine. But I'm not coming back willingly. And then 10 months later, I did some stupid shit, and then they took me back. But I was like, I got 10 months out of them. Like,
Hell yeah.
it was just so scary to think about. You know, you live in a system that we just watch. What's the guy? And I fucking hate that I don't know his name.
Eric.
Jesus Christ, dude! I put a post out to sign his petition.
I know that guy. He's innocent and he's locked up.
Dude,
God, I can't
so
think
innocent.
of his name.
But it brings a light. We always talk about like you live in a society that can lock you up as an innocent person for the rest of your
Yeah.
life, dude.
Yeah.
Even put you on death row.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
That's scary to me to think about. Like you can fucking get locked up
Well, and
for
to
not doing
listen to like lawyers on the things that we watch talk about how, you know, it's so easy to lock someone up, but once you're in there, it's
so
damn
hard to
near
get out.
impossible to
Yeah,
to
dude.
reverse it.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. It should not be that way.
It shouldn't be that like it's if I would have fought that original case on the street, I could have gotten out. Like if I would have paid them my bond, gotten out, and then fought it, they would have been like, okay, cool, because they can trade you for somebody who can't fight on the street because you know your public defenders were their paid lawyers. So the they would just trade cases. Like, oh, you have the same exact. Well, my guy's fighting from the street and paid me, so let's just trade. And that's a part of the corruption that would go into Floyd County that I would learn later. It's just baffling that you live somewhere like that's. Dude, that's truly disheartening. It's scary. Like,
Okay.
it's scary to know.
If that shit's so bad that this beautiful corrections officer left because he didn't want to be around
Yeah,
it.
man.
Which is
Yeah.
beautiful and horrible all in the same time because there's this one good guy.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
he
there's
realized
more.
the
but
fight-
His spot's
the fight
going to
was
get
too
filled by
hard.
some ass
some
bag.
asshole, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love corruption.
Yes.
But he realized,
It's my
like,
middle name.
he realized that the fight was just too hard. I mean, it's too hard for one person. And look at the Black Lives Matter movement. You have thousands and thousands of people fighting for the same thing, kind of the same thing. Some of them are, a little on the fence.
They
but
could use a little order.
yeah, but you have them all like moving, and nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Like if you've noticed, like nothing's changing, and the wheels are just keep turning on that train.
I feel like it would be helpful if they had more lawyers actually like guiding them
Yeah.
and how to do things.
That's something that I had asked him is do they have like a spokesperson who goes and says this is what we want, like we've collectively talked about it and this is what we want.
Well, I think the guy, I feel like, wasn't the guy that started it, like, didn't he get busted for, like, human trafficking?
Oh,
I feel like that was a thing.
God, I don't know.
I
But
feel like you should look that up.
they need,
I don't even know how to look
Fact
that
check
up.
they
you.
need some kind of legal guidance and unification. But then there's also the thought of, hey, you know, Martin Luther King was doing his thing, all organizing cool, and they just
Yeah,
popped him.
dude.
So.
yeah. I
And
feel like
there's no winning.
there's
Really?
always somebody that's gonna
I
like.
think the Crips
shut 'em
and
down.
Bloods
Right.
should just swarm the White House.
Ooh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, there you go. Okay,
Talk to them about it.
If you haven't seen the post, go to my Facebook and sign the petition for Julius Jones.
Julius Jones, that is his name. Damn it.
Julius Jones.
Damn
He's
it.
on
He's got,
death
like,
row.
a funk theme song.
Yeah, he definitely does. Probably, he writes a lot of poetry in prison. No. But yeah, go to my sign the petition because he's on his last his last appeal.
Okay.
So like this is the last chance for them to like overturn it or even take it back to trial. Like,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me. They
They
did
just-
a lot of shit wrong, and you just watch. There's a documentary and everything. Watch it. It's sad as fuck to
Well,
hear.
they didn't even like present any of the evidence that shows that he's not guilty. His lawyer was he had never done a death row case before. He was like fresh out of the gate, basically, brand new. And they even interviewed him, and he was like, "I fucked up." He said, "I was negligent," I think is the word that he used. And so he even admitted it, like it's his
Now-
fault. He didn't call any witnesses on behalf of Julius. He didn't put him on the stand. Nothing. He did nothing. He basically sat there and let the prosecution state their case, and then was like, "We're good."
Now,
What?
now imagine like
What?
so
Who
the
does
system
that?
makes it possible for any innocent person to go if the pieces fit or if they want the pieces to fit, any innocent person that can go. Now imagine being born out of the womb at such a disadvantage as far as like you were born profiled, like you
Yeah.
were born profiled
Not white.
for the first day.
Basically.
Yeah, like you were oppressed the minute you were conceived, like you were oppressed. Like that is a realization that I could never get behind because it scares me to think that it can happen to anybody. But knowing that there's a certain group of people that they're pointed out, like, you know what I mean? Like that's tough. I don't care who you are. That's fucking tough. And all these people that say it, I even have like friends that are close friends on Facebook that say the god awful shit they do and the most racist shit. And I'm like, I didn't know that you were that. Like,
Yeah,
what do
that
I
you
do
were
in this
like
situation?
this.
Like,
For real.
you can't see the argument on both sides. I can see where it's right and wrong on both sides. Like, fucking get out of here with that one-sided racist bullshit. It just blows me away. It's like you see somebody for who they are, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you
It's
try
good,
to,
it's
I guess
good
you
to
try
know that, though.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
I guess,
all right,
dude.
you're okay. Maybe I could teach you a little bit, but I'll probably just avoid you.
I probably avoid. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just better
I feel
off
like that would
avoiding.
it would be a weird conversation to approach. Like, I see you tweeted this thing, and so I want to. Well, let's have a.
Yeah.
I want to say let's have a conversation about it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lucky
I-
for you, I brought my black friend with me. Let's talk about this.
say these things to him.
Yeah.
That is
Hell
weird.
yeah,
How would
keep
you?
it clean.
How would you approach? Because I don't know if it's actually is it even worth it to approach the situation and be like, all right, let's have a real conversation? Because like even my family members, it's like I wouldn't sit down to have a conversation because I know that they're one-sided, one opinionated
Right.
person. Like is they
Those
can't
are the
think
ones that
way.
like I'll comment on their shit and I just tell them why they're stupid and wrong.
And then
I feel
just
like
end it
yeah.
like that.
I feel like they never reply. It's like, here's why you're fucking stupid, and then I just step away.
Hell
It's,
yeah.
we did, and that's I've fucking for every night like I've wanted to like post to people's just ignorant bullshit. And the one night I did, like everybody was against this guy, like a guy I did work for and stuff, and I put up the news report and stuff, and I was like, if the media's putting it out, I was like, they're victim blaming. I was like, the real point here is like the no knock warrant stuff we talked about.
Sure.
I was like, that's what you're not getting. Like you can say one side is wrong in a sense and the other is wrong. I was like, they both made their mistakes, but nobody deserves to die in that instance, and nobody deserves to have their front door kicked in for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, that's the shit that is really irritating to me. Like, is it doesn't matter if. So we'll just take Breonna Taylor. So it doesn't matter if she associates with known drug dealers. It doesn't matter if she herself dealt drugs.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Right.
if fucking anything else. She doesn't deserve to be shot in her own fucking home when she hasn't fucking done anything. There's
I think
no.
that's what people don't get.
She's
yeah.
not trying to shoot you in the face. She's not doing anything. She's unarmed. End of story. Nothing you say after that point is valid.
On that like Take Back Louisville Facebook group thing.
Yeah.
You know, they were making the case. They were like, oh, she associated with drug dealers. So I was like, she associated with drug dealers and she's black. It's okay to kill her then.
Yeah.
And nobody
Good
said
one.
anything.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course not. Because they're like, oh yeah, like people just want to justify shit with the stupidest stuff. Like, oh well, she
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah.
have put herself in that position.
Right.
Well, she technically didn't. She was
she
at
was
home.
Definitely
Yeah,
didn't. Yeah, man.
she's
She
home
didn't.
sleeping, and
She
y'all's
dated the
information
guy
was
at one
fucking
time,
wrong.
like,
You thought she
fuck
was
outta here.
alone, and she was home with someone who had a legal weapon,
Firearm.
and you
And you
busted
broke
in her
in.
fucking house, and
There are
of
some
course he
people
shot.
that they want to make the argument. They're like, there was like a source, I think it was the Courier Journal, that said she was in the hallway instead of in her bed,
Oh, fuck me.
and that makes it okay.
okay.
Okay,
Fuck
so
me.
she got up to pee. She deserves
Yeah.
to die.
And
Fuck
don't
this
don't
bitch.
piss, bitch.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like that lady that walked into the wrong apartment and then like shot the black man in his.
Yeah.
He was sitting on his own couch and shit.
Yeah.
She thought it was okay, even if the guy I'm sure just was sitting there like, who the fuck is coming to my door? I'm sure
Yeah.
he was sitting on his couch when you shot him, so he wasn't being aggressive. Even if
Nope.
he was in your house and he's not aggressive, it doesn't give you the right to shoot.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
no,
man.
not at all.
So rough, dude. I
Black
don't
Lives Matter's leader charged with sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter activist Charles Wade is a financial scammer, says a lawyer for a St. Louis real estate developer who blah, 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 blah.
know. Do you think that's a smoke screen though? Like maybe he was
Say
implemented as the
that
leader.
I don't know.
Wade
We need
pimped
to-
out a
we need-
Maybe. I don't
17-year-old girl.
speculate.
Well, did she want to be pimped out though?
Some bitches
Look,
want
I'm
that
a-
shit.
Every now and then we'll be watching some like intervention and somebody had like assaulted like the girl and I'm like, but what did she
What'd
do?
she do?
But I just-
Yeah.
I
she
fuck
do,
with
though?
Sarah because she's always like, when I'm fucking upset about something, she'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to think about it. And I'm like, fuck you. I don't have to think about nothing.
I'm the worst. I am not comforting when
No.
you are just like ranting or
Dude,
anything. I'm
no.
not at all.
And that's what another thing. Like if I'm like she will like force me to see the other side. That's helped me a lot, but it's helped me to see like both sides of like the argument. So she's helped me grow as far as mentally and in my opinions for sure.
How much do you
But-
push Couch to grow as a person?
I was just thinking, so like when I don't know, when we get in arguments, he'll be the devil's advocate, and
Yeah.
I think that's helped me like get stronger in
Oh,
my own
really?
opinions. Yeah,
I thought you would be.
it depends on the.
She's
the
a
subject.
woman. She can't. Do
Maybe
that.
maybe
I'm
that's
a
why.
woman. I
You're
do
not
it.
a woman.
Touche, good sir.
Maybe though, because you all like y'all have been friends for I guess for a very long time, right?
Yeah, I don't even know how old I am anymore.
I wonder who
I'd
was
say
the
at this
first
point,
devil's
probably
advocate.
20 years.
Right. So like if you all learned it from each other, or you just like two devil's advocates met each other and they were like, let's just talk.
Let's
and
be
then
devil's
they talk
advocates together.
I even was writing a
Advocate the
song.
devil.
I was even writing a song, and in that line in my song says, "Grab that devil's advocate by the neck and kill," or no, grab the devil by its neck and kill her
kill-
advocates.
Yeah.
Like it was directed at her, like because sometimes like I don't want to hear the other side because I'm so
Yeah, just let me
opinion-based.
be pissed off and
Yeah.
just let me
And
feel
then-
this way.
Because I'm so lazy and one-sided. I don't want anyone to talk
Sometimes.
sense into me.
Sometimes I am, and then, but it is like even with the trash on the side of the road, that thing, right? I
Yeah.
was so mad. I want to post this stuff. I want to fucking go out, and I was like, that just makes me like everybody else. And if I drive by it and don't do anything, that just makes me like somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, what's the high road in that? Would be like picking up the fucking trash.
Yeah, so
instead of, like-
someone, there was part of a couch on one side of the road on Barstown Road and part of a couch on the other side with a shit ton of trash
Oh,
just
dude,
torn
like,
apart, thrown fucking
ton of
everywhere.
trash. Ton.
And I texted him and said, there's like two separate couches. I didn't know at the time there was a sectional. Two separate couches on either side of the road of Barstown Road. This is
And I'd already
ridiculous.
seen it. I was so pissed.
Oh, and he was furious.
fucked
And
up.
I mean, we talked about it for days, and then he went yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday
Yesterday morning, and he cleaned it all up.
But check this out. Check this fucking shit out. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you fucking ready?
I don't
So,
know, man.
I get it. I was trying to beat the rain, so I get my little vest on and stuff, listen to music, and I was having a good old time because I was like, that's the high road because we talked. I was so mad, and I'm like, fuck, I was gonna like take whatever.
Yes.
So I took and it felt so much better to take the high road, and all these people passing me. I realized like they're a part of that problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can easily take a little bit of time out of your, even if you pick up one piece. It's better than not
If
picking up
everybody
any
picked
of them.
up one piece, the shit would have been cleaned up the day it happened.
So I fill up these 2 trash bags, these huge trash bags, and I mean, everything's clear. I even got this like big ass plastic thing, and I brought it back. Sure enough, like what was it? Later in the day, we drive back because it started pouring down rain. I couldn't pick up the sectionals.
Yeah.
Sure enough, somebody had come by and picked the sectional up. Yeah.
Sure enough.
So I told her, I was like, holy shit. Like, I don't know if maybe they were hired to do it or whatever, but like, I'm hoping in my brain, like, oh, they saw somebody else picking it up. They're like, oh, well, I'll pick up this. I got a truck. I can pick this up.
Yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
That's a beautiful world. And it just showed me, I'm like,
It's
okay,
like paying
that's
it
right.
oh my God, you scared me.
Sorry.
Oh,
It's
like paying it forward?
Paying it
my
forward,
ankles.
yeah. Like someone, which we don't really know, but I told him it was likely someone drove by, saw him doing it, and was inspired.
Yeah.
It was
And
like, okay,
I
I
hope
want to
so,
do this
dude.
too.
Yeah, and that's why I told her. It was like, even if not, it's okay in my brain that's what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bitch, quit.
Bitch, quit.
I'll knock you the fuck out, little cat. Yeah, play
But-
with the toy.
I think like in every situation you got to try to find like that high road, like to exclude yourself. So come out of your consciousness in a sense and look at it for what it is, like above the situation, and figure out like, well, what's the best action that I can make?
I think God was testing you.
Do you think?
He was
God
like,
put this section.
Adam
there.
Ashby,
He did, dude.
if you clean up the
Dropped it.
garbage, I'll get rid of the couch for you.
There's even so there was a shitload of mail. There was a shitload of pictures of this person that I have,
And her incarcerated boyfriend.
Yeah, and everything in me was like, I had the address. They were far from here, so they deliberately come out here to whatever, in my opinion. And I was gonna like put it on blast, and then like take the garbage and put it back in her yard and stuff, and be like, please don't dump, blah blah blah, whatever. And I was like, you know what, dude, fuck that. Like, it makes me know better than that or not me. I'm not gonna try like, but it makes you know better if you stoop to that level. Like, you got to continue that good action to the end.
I'm still
I'm
a
gonna-
big
I
fan of
know.
you taking it back
Fuck
and
you
putting
up,
it on her
But
lawn.
I told her, I was like,
For
what
real.
if I put it on her lawn and then they just bring it right back out here and dump it
Right.
again? I was like, I'll be fucking
I
done
want to
for.
send her a letter. Do you think it's shitty if I send her a letter that says, like, we got all your trash, we picked it up for you. Please, in the future, don't do this. Like, if
Yeah, what's
or if
your
you're
opinion?
going to, do it in your fucking neighborhood, because she does not live around here at all.
Okay.
And
You
I
pretty much just have to threaten her well-being. I will fucking kill you.
Which I wouldn't like drop f-bombs, but I have her address written down. I really
will
want to
fudge
send her
and
a
kill
letter.
you, Butch.
What would your
That's right.
What would your stance be? What would you do? Just be done with it? You'd want to.
I would like to think that I would like go and try to clean it up, or because like the bystander effect is so strong. Like,
Yeah.
you just drive by and somebody's gonna pick it up. Doesn't have to be me.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Or you could be a good person and
Hell
do
yeah,
something about
and
it.
do
Well,
it.
I mean, the city has garbage people. Why wouldn't they deal with it?
But see, that's what I.
But
That
what
would
if
be
they
my
don't-
thought. I mean, it's not
Oh,
right,
yeah,
but
yeah,
that would
right.
be my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But it's also not
absolutely.
wrong.
No, it's not wrong. I'm.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
There's a place you go to dump though.
There's a
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
you go to dump, though. Said
Yeah.
Adam. Yeah, there are places that you can go. Now, perhaps
That's-
she couldn't afford it. It's like $45.
You take it to Wendy's and throw it in their fucking garbage.
Hey,
Right?
or
put
crowdsource
it in
it.
your own fucking trash. Do you not have a trash
They
system
might not
that
pick up
comes
the
by?
couch
Bitch
and
is
stuff.
homeless.
My God.
But it comes up. So in my SAT program when I was in prison, like they'd write you up for everything. But one of them was turning a blind eye. So say if you do something that was against a long ass list of rules, and there's people who study those lists, and then they rat on you pretty much. But so say you do something and I see you do it, but you see me, see you do it.
Okay.
You can write me up for turning a blind eye. Or if somebody else sees you see me do
This
it.
motherfucker's an accessory.
Yeah. But it taught.
Conspiracy. Conspiracy.
But it taught me to be like, to open my brain to like turning a blind eye makes you just as bad as the person that did the action in the beginning, I guess, right? So me turning blind and driving by was eating me up every day because what I learned in that program was like, I'm turning a blind eye to this situation. And so is everybody else who's driving by it,
Right.
not giving a fuck. So that's like if you drive by and you see somebody getting raped, most people are either going to pull out their phone or be like, it's none of my business.
Right.
But
Someone else is already taking care of this
I
situation.
just assume it wasn't somebody getting raped. Or like, is that somebody getting raped? No.
They're wrestling.
No.
Yeah, but I feel like in the days time,
There's a chair over there. It's a chair match.
Can we please look at this retarded ass cat up here, dude? She is.
Hi, baby.
She's chasing her tail around up there.
Yeah, what the hell's going on with her, man? She's having a time tonight.
She gets super feisty.
She went at both of my feet, and now she's atop the cat palace.
top.
A top, yeah.
Just picture her moving the letters around and writing a message.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm
wish they
explaining
would.
it, and you're not looking at the refrigerator.
I feel like she
Even
knows
better.
we're talking about her because she stopped doing what she was doing the second I said look at her.
Oh, I know.
She's like, I know you're talking about me. There we go.
There
Come
we
I
on,
was
go.
thinking
bitch.
about throwing a pen at her, but then I figured you would smack me. Don't be throwing shit at my cat.
Maybe. I don't know. Or she might.
No,
But
but
she might
I,
smack me.
I feel like in the climate that we are, especially even with like Black Lives Matter, like that's why I try to at least speak on it and like even like sharing people's posts that I agree with that fully 100% on both sides. Without turning up, like I'm not down there fighting stuff. I'm still like going to work and shit. Like it's not something that I want to be a part of because I'm a convict and stuff like that. I don't want to be because I'll be singled out for
Because
sure.
it takes time out of your life.
Yeah, but I guess the thing is like
See, that's not
the,
even a big deal to me.
yeah, like
Go
the
do it.
then do it.
Fuck you.
But the turning the blind eye, I think,
I'm
is
not gonna
rough.
do it either.
Because in today's world, I feel like if somebody's being assaulted, most people are either gonna like, because the pulling the phone out, okay, cool. If one person does it and then another person helps, because
Yeah.
now you have evidence and you have somebody stopping the action. But for everybody like pulling out their phone and doing nothing about it, like even like with the cop, like nobody fucking like was like, yo, this is wrong. Fuck you. I'm willing to go to jail or whatever it is to stop you from killing this man instead of holding up a phone and stuff. Like I just feel like nowadays, like we're gonna mind our own business because
Yeah.
we're like we don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
There's
It's
a
turning-
part of me that's like, I don't want to go do it because like in high school, I was like, I'm not going to smoke weed because I know I'm going to like it. It was like, I'm not going to go down there and protest and shit because I know I would end up filling up water balloons full of gasoline and then
Yeah.
chucking them at cops.
Yes.
Because I mean, it would come to that. Like the first time it would be, okay, come on, listen here. Here's what we want. And it would just turn violent.
Hell yeah.
So I'm not going to go.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah, I
You
seen
don't
that
want
thing where they
to
were.
burn anybody to death. That's a
I
valid
don't want
reason.
to, but I don't want to go to jail.
I've seen them pissing and shitting in balloons and then like throwing them
Hell yeah.
at the thing, and I'm like, those were definitely inmates because
Oh,
inmates do
yes.
that shit. They save it up in a cup and just like toss it. I'm like, that's not awesome at all. Like that's
Shit,
not cool.
sorry. Hell yeah.
I don't know, man.
That's
I
not
don't know what
awesome
the
at
right
all.
answer for the world is, but
Do you think if a Meeseeks got in trouble, like say you couldn't get him to, he just could not fulfill his destiny, and he did something fucked up, would he get locked up? Because
Yeah.
he's not like a human.
oh, and he can't poof away either because he didn't complete his
Right.
task.
Well, I mean,
Right.
convicts aren't humans, but they get locked up.
Shut the fuck up.
But could he just like poof another Meeseeks and like, my issue is that I'm
Ooh.
locked up. Can you get me out?
Yes.
Yeah, but then you know it would just
Something-
it would go down an existential rabbit hole. And
Little bit.
nobody wins.
Like
It's
this
a
Meeseeks
violent
helps
circle.
him get out.
Yeah.
What if he can fulfill whatever his destiny is while he's locked up? Would he poof away?
It
Or
would.
is there something about the concrete and the steel that just keeps him trapped
Well, I mean, down the
there?
line that would become a thing.
You think?
Yeah, they'd make it Meeseeks
Poof.
resistant or whatever.
Anti-poof.
Yeah.
Anti-poof.
Oh, he can't. You can't zap out now, Meeseeks.
Yes.
We've done the research.
So we've heard in conversation before, and I don't know how true this is, but are you a social justice warrior?
I
They never accept that title.
I would say, do you, I mean, I don't know exactly what constitutes a
I
social
used to be more of one. I think when I was in college and I was around it more, like when I was at U of L, they have a very, very strong social justice cluster of kids in their late teens, early 20s that are bucking the system.
Yeah.
So could you say that you became more educated and got away from the direct
Extremist.
influence of
I think,
idiots?
yeah, I mean, like after I left school, like I think I became more open because I feel like the social justice warriors, they can be as one-sided as like the Trump supporters. And
Yeah, hell
so there's a good balance. Like I have a friend who's a big Trump supporter, and I know she's fucking wrong on a lot of things, but she's still a good person, and we have other things to talk about.
Right.
So, Kristen, what you're saying here on record is that social justice warriors are fucking stupid too.
Oh God.
Yeah, so they have some good points at times, but for the most part, they're just monsters.
Do you think most of them are because they live in that society
bubble?
of college?
think,
It's a bubble of like college. They're still protected in a sense.
They don't have like, some have real responsibilities, but a lot of them are living on mom and dad's dime.
Yeah.
And they don't experience like there is a systematic issue that's going on, but at the same time, I'm mad. It doesn't affect me. I'm just going to be mad.
Well, and I didn't make the point earlier, the end point to the whole, like, people wanting to change their gender and have you call them a certain surname and all that stuff. I told Sarah the other day, I was like, I get that in a sense from a human standpoint that we don't have control as much as you'd like to. We, you know, you have to go to work. You have to pay bills. You have to pay tax. Like, there is no Kristen without what the fuck, like, that you have to do for the government or for the system. So in a sense, we don't have control over this. Like, unless you really depart yourself from all the madness on the phone, like whatever, and live off the grid, and even that costs money and taxes and all that shit. So in a sense, it's people acting out because we're human and we're supposed to be free, and we're not. We give like that fake visual of like, you're free and you live in the freest land. But in general, we're not truly free. Like you can buy a piece of land and you'll still pay taxes on it until the day you die. Like you're not free. You know what I mean? So do you feel like all that? I mean, do you think that's a clear assumption, or am I wrong in that? Like I feel like that stems from not having control.
No, I think I think there's a sense of like toxic patriotism / like feeling independent. And I mean, I don't know how I want to describe it.
You better figure it the fuck out. We're rolling.
No, it's rough. Like I can understand where they're coming from. I think that it's like the wrong way to go about it. And you're not fighting the issue. You're just trying to force people to like conform to whatever it is that you want to.
I think at the end of the day, just don't be an asshole.
Right.
And
Yeah, I feel like anytime you get to like an extremist level.
Oh, that's right. Extremist level for sure.
Once you get to an extremist level, you kind of just, the human part of you shuts off, and whatever your point is just what you are, and you don't hear anything else. You cannot absorb new information or different information, and that is toxic.
You've
That's
chosen
not
your
good.
color. I'm
That's-
only blue.
Yeah.
That's even like I was at a gas station and I got called out for calling a ma'am that wanted to be called sir. Like clearly she had put in effort, or he had put in effort to be boyish.
Whatever
you know,
it
it
was.
wasn't fully there, but boyish.
Yeah.
And dude, he fucking corrected me in the right way. He was like, you know, I'd appreciate it if you called me that. And I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck, I'm
that's the
stoked,
way to
dude.
go about it.
Sir,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you got it.
Fuck you, bitch. You don't know anything
I
about
know.
me.
Like if
Just
I ever come in
calm
here
down.
again, that's what I'll call you. My fault. Like because
Yeah,
a
like,
lot of
I
people
don't know
know
you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why would I just assume that you want
So
to be
don't be an
called a
asshole.
he when
Why
you're
else
a
would
she?
I have these board shorts on?
I know.
No, right?
Like it was obvious after he told me. I'm like, oh, dude, for sure, I got you. Like
Yeah.
next time I'll say that. My bad.
Like people can be a little bit tomboyish or vice versa and
think
not
even
want to be called the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And I think people on the other side of the fence, like everybody, and dude, they're on their way out anyways. We're talking like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Like they'll fucking be out of here, and there'll be a more
they're gonna
progressive.
die soon.
They
Don't
are.
worry.
There'll be a more progressive. We're in a progressive awakening state, I believe, with all this shit going on, and a lot of these old politicians, they're gonna be out soon. They've been in office like 50 years. Like they're gone here soon. Like
Right.
they can't live forever unless they know something I don't. Like jerking off in a coffin makes you invincible. I don't know.
Fine.
Say
Like,
on
let's
or
find
in?
out.
on while like you're in it, like
It
somebody's
has
in
to
it.
drip into it just a little
Just
bit,
a
though.
Okay, I'll write that down.
There's a thing. It's a thing. I think
Things
maybe
to live by.
not it should be, but
There has to be a child in a cage in the corner,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
when you do it.
I forgot about
or
that.
it's not valid.
not valid.
I did all this work and there's no fucking kid over
It
there.
has to have been starved for 11 days.
So,
Exactly.
but I
Awesome.
feel like they're all out, like on their way out, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like let them have their like strong wrong standpoint, and they're like their opinion is shit. Like the people like that live a terrible life anyway. Like they live in their own hell, anyways. Let's
Do
like.
they?
Maybe, dude. I feel like
I'd
they
like
do.
to believe they do, but
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
they
they're
do.
pretty content
I would say
with how
that
they're
they,
living.
They're
you know,
living.
They
There you go,
probably,
yeah.
they could be very unhappy, but you think that they're going to show that to people? Definitely
No.
not.
Right.
That's what I told her. Even the working class, we have made it like a fucking like rite of passage to like give yourself to the company, work
Break
hard,
your
break
body
your
down.
body down, and then you get to retire and all this shit. Like we've made it. You've made like that. That's oppressive.
It's pretty much
In a sense,
employment
I'm not-
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not like putting us on the same like when I use oppression, it's different in the workplace. Like I'm not trying to like jump on that like in their thing and like
What?
discredit
Take
that.
anything away.
Take anything away from Black Lives Matter. But I'm saying like we're all oppressing. You know, there's some people work better in that system, and you got the raw end of the deal. Anyways, that working hard for the company and then like giving your health for your retirement and then using the money or for the money and then using the money for your health in the end, like you never win the game. Like the game was never won.
Yeah.
But we have like idolized that vision of a hard worker, like family, kids, fucking do the right thing. And like everybody is fucking miserable. Like what is it? Like 80-something% of people hate their fucking job.
Yeah.
And
They
their
might
life
even be more
probably.
than that.
Yeah.
Yet
It's a
most
lot.
people stay in their place.
They do, and they fucking
Yeah.
complain every day about it. It's like, what are we doing
You don't
here?
have to work here.
It's
You
easier
can
to
go.
complain
Right.
than to find a new job.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I hate finding jobs.
Yeah, well, then don't fucking complain because no one wants to hear that shit.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly. No one wants to hear that shit. It's
You
awesome.
got that? No
Yeah,
one.
man.
Good
No
to
one,
know.
piece of shit.
I'll put that in here.
There's that body
Burp.
count song, No Lives Matter. Have you heard that song?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Everyone
to paraphrase
listen
it, it's
to it.
pretty much if you're poor, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rough. I feel
It's
like
true,
too though.
though.
It's a mindset that they put you into. It's a,
'Cause, I mean,
a poor
With
mentality.
your shit, where it's like, oh, if you pay your shit, they'll switch cases just so you can have
Yeah.
your poor people shit.
Do they? I swear
But
to
I
God,
mean, that
that
makes
was brought
sense
up.
within a society. If you're perceived as not carrying your weight, then fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Why bother protecting you or saving you? You're not helping anybody. Eat
Yeah.
shit.
Eat shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all life is valuable.
Yeah,
It's not.
It's valuable because it's profitable in a sense. Like if you work a dead end job or an Amazon, it's like they're gonna capitalize off of your misery for sure.
Somebody's got to push that button.
Somebody's got to fucking pack those bags and push the packages and shit. Somebody's got to do it, and we might as well fucking like you know what I mean? Like keep them in the mindset of you got to get out, get a job, and fucking whatever. Like
I think that's the problem,
what
though,
you
is
want.
that you put some, not you, but people
I
that.
hear what you're saying.
you.
I got
Yes. Too much emphasis is put on the importance of a job. That's not really what's
Yeah.
important. What's important is how you are as a person, like deep inside. Like,
Yeah.
are you a good person? Are you willing to help others if they need it? Are you you're not going to spit on someone that's homeless, like on the side of the road, just because you fucking can. You feel like you're better. Like, shit like that.
Well, then, like with the idea of you have to have a job to, have your existence and shit. Kristen just can't do whatever the fuck she wants. It's just a matter of finite resources, and everybody wants to eat and have a house.
Yeah.
And you see these 20 motherfuckers over here. They're like, oh, feed me, with their little miniature cardboard sign,
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a matter of like humanity is one big organism, and we see like the kidneys are shutting down. Why aren't you cleansing the shit?
Right.
I guess
But-
cleansing wasn't a good.
Yeah, that was a rough one, but I like it. Either way.
That's the gist of it.
So driving to our dentist is actually in Portland. It's the best dentist in the world, dude,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's fantastic.
So even if that place was burning to the ground and he was the only one available and there's like shootings like all day long, I would go. I'd be
Hurry
like,
up
I gotta
and do
get
it,
this.
Doc.
I dodged bullets to get here.
Hurry.
Hurry.
Fix
I
my
swear,
shit.
if the dentist had to dodge bullets while he was working on me, I'd still go.
Hell yeah.
Like,
I
I'd wear
bet
my
he'd do a
best.
great job at it too.
But
Be all Novocaine'd up, looking at him. How are you doing that?
but I thought about like we were driving and there's this football team and they were asked for money. I was like, how dope would it be like to have enough? Like that's the only reason why I would like to have an abundant amount of money. Like to pull up and be like, how much would it cost for you to not have to stand out here in the summer heat all year long? How much would it cost right now? Come up with a number on your head. He says
I'll
it and I'm
give
like,
it to you.
and I
Yeah.
have like a bag and I'm like, here's this.
It's exactly how much money I have.
You know,
There go.
Gold.
Yeah, dude.
We're still going to need the cheerleaders to have their car washed, though.
For
Just
sure.
driving through potholes and like dirt hills before you get there.
Sir, this is your third time getting your shit washed today. I love the community.
I want to support you so badly.
So bad.
She washes my car this time.
You're getting like Joe Biden creepy over there. I've seen it in your
yes.
eyes. You're like,
I like
Yes.
it. I'll be running for president in 2024.
nice. Dude.
I assume he's homeless. I don't know, but the guy, he's always down by Walmart. He's got the Sam Squanch. I mean, it actually says Sasquatch, but I'm hunting Sam Squanch sign. He changed it to homeless retired Jedi.
Hell yeah.
He's
That's awesome.
fantastic. I'm so upset that he's an asshole.
He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah. I tried to give him like a bag because we have bags made up that have like socks, underwear, money.
They got money
and
in
a
'em.
shirt, and
They got money in them.
he said I have enough of that. And like, I mean, he was a dick. He didn't just say
Straight
I
up
have
asshole.
enough, thank you. He was like, why the fuck are you in my face right
Should
now?
have thrown bleach on him. You got enough of that, bitch?
Bleach.
I've given him money
Bleaching
before,
the
so
homeless.
Hell yeah.
and he
Now there's how we fix the world.
yes.
Some true cleansing.
Start a new campaign, bleaching the homeless.
He's clean, but he still
shit.
smells bad.
Yes. But I did one time. I gave him some cash, and he was very kind. He was polite to me. Like I mean, it's not like we talked forever because I was at a red light, but you know, he was. He was kind, and then the next time, no, he was an asshole. So I
Maybe
don't
he didn't
know.
have like his drugs or whatever. Maybe he has like an addiction, and then
maybe
you caught
he's
him
a
on a bad
bitch.
day. Also that.
Well, that's why I was thinking. Is maybe he was just having like a really bad day.
Yeah,
like
it could-
I mean,
homeless have
anything
shitty
could
days,
have
too.
happened. Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably more
He's
often.
not really homeless.
I
He
was-
just wanted your fucking money.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
was thinking maybe he's not.
I don't need survival things. I've got a cutlass I got to pay for.
I like that you picked Cutlass. You want to like say Bentley or like Mercedes? You went with Cutlass. Like,
Cutlass.
it's like that's the least expensive car I can think of. That and like a Saturn.
I got a Saturn. I got to pay off.
Like,
My
you
dollar.
don't even have to stay out here that long.
$134 a month is too
You're
much.
looking at like 7 days. You'll have that paid off.
Paid off my car in a week.
It's like a 96. It's not even new.
Doesn't have wheels.
Sitting at his house on cinder blocks.
Fuck me, man.
Good.
I'd like to
Shit.
take girls and sit in it.
If I'm not mistaken, when I was a child, we would go smoke weed in a broken down Cutlass that was sitting in somebody's backyard growing roots. Hotbox that son of a bitch. Because it didn't run. That's what I'm trying to say.
Give it
It's like the
7 weeks,
motherfucker
it'll
didn't
be-
go
It'll be
nowhere.
photosynthesizing.
It's
growing
car
roots.
itself.
This seems like a good time to dance, right? Let's go. Yeah. After all that good fun.
Damn
Thank
it,
you for
Polly.
dancing with me. Fuck you. Fuck you.
What was I dancing?
I'm sorry.
I'm getting
I was
hungry.
dancing up here, man.
Can we just ask Kristen some questions real quick and then fucking
Yeah.
eat?
We
'Cause
rapid fire.
Uh-huh.
I don't really have any
Rapid fire,
questions
dude.
though. What do you guys want to know?
Okay, so all right, in the all right, you ready for it?
How many dogs do you have?
1,
How many
If-
cats do you have?
3.
What magazine subscriptions do you have?
None.
What's your favorite food?
Macaroni.
Ooh.
What do you think of North Dakota?
It's there.
South Dakota?
It's also there.
North Korea?
It's far away from North Dakota and South Dakota.
South Korea?
It's south.
North Carolina?
I was actually having a conversation with a friend.
You're interrupting
I'm
me.
sorry. North Carolina
That's
is also
okay.
north.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
She was saying whenever she thinks of Korea, she forgets that there's like a North and South Korea. So we're obsessed with like Korean skincare. Why not?
It's awesome.
Go on.
Is
and,
it good? Do they have good?
They have pretty good
skincare?
stuff. Like they have good skin in the Koreas.
Which
Yeah.
one? Which one's better?
Yes, have you ever compared the North and South Korean skin?
No, that was what we were talking about today. It was like, does Kim Jong-un have a skincare routine? And if so, why is he not on YouTube talking
Right?
about it?
Seriously.
But
He doesn't want
does.
anybody to know. This is how I naturally look.
Look, he never said anything, but I sent him a thing about he was supposedly in a coma,
Yeah.
but apparently he like fakes illnesses all the time.
I can totally see
maybe
that.
not all the time,
Was
but
it,
there's
did you
been a
send
couple.
me a thing about him like making videos to where like when he's in his shit they can just put it like space it out?
Well,
did you send me that or did I just find it independently and skim it?
no, that might have been somewhere in there, but that was one of the theories is that
Yeah.
he's dead. He's been dead for
Yeah.
a while, and they just have these photos and videos that they show every once in a while to appear as though he's alive.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, sorry I didn't say anything.
You're a dick. That's okay.
I know.
But that's my North Korea thing. So
So say if your life didn't change for the next like 20 years, right? You still have the same house and stuff. Would you be happy in your current situation, like for the rest of your life?
I think so.
Even your job,
Even the job.
even with the job.
I think so. Like my job is nice enough to where like most of my families I've been going to their houses for 4 years and
Damn,
like
that's awesome.
we get
Yeah.
along pretty well. And it's flexible to where like if I work 10 hours one day, I can work however many the next day. Six. Okay. And I like my house.
She understands psychology and emotion,
shady.
but numbers.
I know.
But no, I think we're in a good situation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't understand people who want like keep getting a bigger house, a bigger mortgage, better car, and like if it runs and if it's good, why fuck with it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do
They're
I
just
need
out
more?
there playing the game.
Yeah, it's a consumer game. Do you buy into that? I mean, like, I don't buy into the consumer game, I guess. There's things I want to do, and I'll like buy into
Says a man
it.
with 4 microphones. Is
Hey,
one not
It's
enough for
because
you?
we do a podcast.
We do a podcast, bro.
Oh.
This shit makes
that's what they're
sense. Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
All this time, dude, just thinking I'm an over-consuming piece of
Yeah, I
shit.
thought you just kept buying mics.
No, I know it's for this specific purpose.
A good deal.
Yeah.
But no, that's I only asked the question not like, ooh, you should hate your life. But like, I got people in my life that,
Because I do.
I was hoping to hear the misery spiel.
yeah. Well, I think too, like what I said with the company and stuff. Even that, like, it fucking bums me out to think like doing this the rest of my life. Fuck that.
Sure.
Like, I just do random stuff too, like on top
You're
of
your own
that.
boss and you're still bitter.
Yeah, dude. So I think
Well,
it's
he
a,
doesn't like just one thing.
I think that's the problem.
He just
yeah.
likes a lot of stuff, which he does a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, and I think a lot of like you should do what you, but like so many people like they think they need that bigger house, and like that is like moving forward, even though they're broke as fuck, like
Yeah.
because they went out of their fucking means to
Yeah.
do it, and it's like I don't know, it's like being happy in this, even if you hated your job, right? But you made money and like you're happy with the rest of it, like well, it weighs each other out. Like you can do whatever you want, the house that you enjoy and stuff like that. Just so many people want more and more and more. What is that more and more and more? Fuck that.
I mean, I live
Survival.
around the corner from like a Lake Forest that has all the big McMansions,
Ooh,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
like I grew up around those people, and
What the
you
hell's
can
a
see
McMansion?
like a giant
fucking-
house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just picturing a bunch of like people that own McDonald's and they just have their own little.
It's in the front, and then they
sect.
live above. And,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Alright.
and I mean, you see those people now, and they're not happy.
No.
No,
And
dude.
it's, I feel like that's the thing you learn as you get older. Because when I was a
Ooh.
kid growing up in my house, because I've lived in that house since I was like 2.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Plus or minus. And the like the kids I went to high school with, they'd have those giant houses. Well, their parents would. And yeah, you see them now, and they're not great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It is tough. Like
That's
when you
gotta
see
be
those,
rewarding.
A little bit.
a little bit. The people that like had all this shit and stuff, and I had to work when I was 15, but they had like it all, and then they went to college, and like now they just, you can see them on like Facebook, and like you see them out, and it's just like, damn, dude, like,
Yeah.
and I've been to prison, like, like it hasn't been fun out here, boy, but I'm at least like, you know, you find happiness as you get older, like in that shit, like it's too many people, like, you know, I don't know.
Look,
Definitely be
even-
happy with what the fuck you got.
Yeah.
Or make it at least what you want,
Yeah.
even if you can't, you know what I mean? Because you don't need a bunch of expensive shit to be happy, for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know the fucking mindset. I say that because I have friends in my life that, you know, that I've talked to them. Like, man, you could always, like, downsize and fucking, like, be a lot happier. You have money. You can start your own thing. And they're like, well, I'm not going to backtrack. Well, is it backtracking to put yourself in a better position to do more?
Right.
You know, and they feel
Where
like
you
it's
can
not.
actually
They-
afford
yeah.
your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they feel like it's backtrack. Like even in us, like I told her, every time somebody says like, oh, you can sell it, you can work this up and sell it, and I'm like, I could live here the rest of my life and die,
Yeah.
and have all the stuff that we like to do, you know, and be happy. Like what is that mindset of like?
I think that it's materialistic because
this
bigger is better. So smaller
doing
is
better.
backtracking,
Right.
and whether it puts them in a better financial situation or not doesn't matter.
It's a status thing.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
absolutely.
And that's what I think it is. It shows like whatever. My house could be falling apart, yo. If I'm happy, hell, fuck yourself.
Sounds like these people need to watch Fight Club 10 times.
Oh,
That's
I know,
right.
dude. I'm fucking.
Doesn't
You know, I'm a
everybody-
huge fan of Fight. I fucking.
Do you
love
like
it.
Fight Club? Have you seen the movie Fight Club?
It's been a long time, but
Yeah.
yes.
Watch it again. You're not
It's
happy
been
enough.
a really long time since I've seen it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
I
wonderful movie.
use that line with her all the fucking like if my tooth chips or some shit or
Mm-hmm.
like I just had one that fell off like and I was like even the Mona Lisa's falling apart.
Yeah.
I
Hell yeah.
always use it even if like something breaks in the house. I'm like it doesn't matter. Like it'll fix it. We'll get it fixed sometime.
Hell yeah.
No man, that was another episode. I hope we didn't like. I have a habit of like overpowering and like talking all the time and stuff. So I hope we.
We tried to get answers out of her.
yeah, man.
Jesus.
So,
We got answers.
yeah,
you
we
did a
told the
great job.
guy-
Fuck them.
Yeah, you did. a
No,
good
no, no.
job.
I'm not saying. I'm just hoping that like I didn't.
Thanks for coming
like,
on.
fucking-
Oh
Yeah,
no, you
dude.
didn't.
Let's
We
say
really
that
appreciate you coming out, especially like if you're fucking bored on Saturdays while your man is working, you come on over and fucking
yeah.
like get on the podcast.
Yeah,
and-
all I have to do is annoy him. So
That's
that's
awesome.
my Saturdays.
which can be a lot of fun.
It is.
I feel like he wouldn't get annoyed.
I know.
Oh, he
I-
gets.
does
Yeah.
he? I want to
A
see
little
it.
bit.
You
Yeah.
should cut holes in the back of some of his underwear.
I feel like me and Couch like
And then put your finger in.
Yeah.
you could
Fuck
fuck
your
with me a
ass.
lot, and it would take a lot for me to be like, look, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah,
Like,
most
and
definitely.
I feel like Couch would do that. Like you just keep giving it to him. He's like, oh, it's okay, it's
Yeah.
okay. And then one time you catch him wrong, he's like,
That's basically like I can
Fuck outta
annoy
here.
him and he's still smiling and I love
Yes.
you, but get the fuck away from me.
yeah.
there's times where I'm just quiet. Like Sarah would be like saying something, I'm just like, I don't say shit, and
Yeah.
she knows. She's
Yeah.
like, you're
Hell
not
yeah.
doing
I'm like, did I piss you off? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. I stopped talking at that point. Like,
Yeah,
you
usually
just
I'm-
need to be quiet for a while.
Yeah,
I guess.
usually I'm
Yeah.
just like deep in thought. Like it's just like, do I want to like stay with her and keep the
Don't want to
Did I
kill the
pick
kids
this?
and move
Just trying to
away.
figure out if he does go through with divorce, like how much he would get,
Yeah.
how much I would get, like how much would his life change, and
Every
And it
time
takes
he's deep
me-
in that thought, just say, you know, I'm going to get more of this than you will.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it
But like,
takes
you
me-
know
Good.
the van's in my name, right?
absolutely
not.
almost everything is in her name. So that would be a lose-lose. I'm just like, can I go on without nothing? And then I'm like, nah, probably not. So I'll just stay. No, man. We do appreciate you. Like seriously coming out. That was awesome. And like I said, if you're bored on set, come fucking be on the show, dude, because
Yeah,
we enjoy
could
it
do
a
like
lot.
a whole thing of like the Kristen hour
Kristen
and just
show.
have you for like a month straight. I guess that's only like 4 episodes. I act like that was
Oh,
a lot.
I didn't even say what
So
number it
long.
was in the beginning. I was so excited to get started.
74.
It's 74 with the
Ooh.
beautiful and amazing Kristen Tugon, Couch Tugon. No, man.
Marlo.
Marlo. Oh, yeah.
Anti-Marlo.
Kristen Marlo Tugon Couch Tugon.
Yes.
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 Done.
Just keep saying it and you'll eventually get there.
Yeah, no. No, but we really appreciate you coming on for the number 74. If you didn't catch number 73, we had Sex Woods and Zach Kelly. Boom.
Yeah.
My memory's pretty okay. But thank you for coming on. Again, this is Ian. That's Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
The beautiful
I said it the first time.
devil's advocate, Sarah. And I'm
a
Adam
pretty
Ashby.
devil.
Advocate.
So thanks for listening. Like, comment, share. Do whatever you do. I don't know what other people do. Or don't watch it like most people do.
Yeah.
But at least share
Like
it. you
most
piece of shit.
That is an accurate,
Yeah.
very true
We
statement.
do have more non-listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it helps, though,
The majority of people don't listen, so that's cool.
most people who have existed are now dead, though.
Ooh, good one. That was
I don't know
episode
how
74.
that's relevant, but it's true.
Sleepy has an EP now.
Wildly Uninteresting podcast.